The Red Sox return home to Fenway Park. It's the first of three between the Oakland A's and the Boston Red Sox. Hi again, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo, and welcome to Red Sox baseball. What a difference a week makes. When the Red Sox left to go on the road, Bobby Valentine said they had reached rock bottom. Well, a trip to Minnesota and Chicago has turned things around. The Red Sox were outstanding on the trip as they go 6-1. A fabulous trip for Boston. They started off with the bats on fire. Boston scored 44 runs over the first 5 games of the trip, pounded out 72 hits overall. The pitching was just as good, allowing opponents to hit just 232 overall. And the Boston bullpen, coming off its worst outing of the season, allowed only 2 runs on the trip, good for a 1.06 earned run average. Jerry Remy is still under the weather, so it is an honor to have with us Hall of Famer Peter Gammons. And Peter, I guess it is no coincidence that the Red Sox turned it around with some very good starting pitching.
Well, it always comes back to starting pitching. It actually started on that Saturday afternoon when they blew the 9-0 lead, because Felix Dubron pitched 6 very good innings, and then the bullpen created the deluge. But 5 out of 7 games they've had quality starts. Bard and Dubron have each had back-to-back quality starts. Amazing right now, considering how bad they were a week ago, that they're second in the league in quality starts behind Toronto with 11. Their earned run average is more than a run lower than the Yankees now out of the starters. All of a sudden, things seem rectified, and they have Cook and Matsuzaka coming up in the next few weeks.
Well, tonight for the Red Sox is Clay Buchholz trying to turn some things around. His record is 2-1, but the ERA is 8.87. They'll get a chance tonight. We're back with more from Fenway right after this. For Josh Reddick with the Red Sox. A 10th inning walk-off hit against the Yankees. The first walk-off hit of his career gave Boston a 3-2 win. Welcome back inside the broadcast booth. I'm Don Orsillo. Well, the Red Sox seeing Josh Reddick return in an Oakland A's uniform. Sometimes a change of venue can change your career. And for Reddick, who was kind of lost in the numbers with the Red Sox, he's had a big chance in Oakland. In fact, he's batting 3rd in their lineup again tonight. It's been a strong start for him. He started with a strong home run against the team he's dominated his career, the Baltimore Orioles. And the 3rd homer for Reddick was his first coming in a different country, a solo shot in Oakland's 2nd game of the season in Japan. Gave A's a good first impression and the team's first win. Reddick has rewarded Oakland's faith in him so far. He leads the team in average and doubles, 3rd on the team in homers. His second 2 stolen bases equal the total he had with the Red Sox. And defensively, he leads the American League with 4 outfield assists. The one area he's still working on is plate discipline. He has just 1 walk so far on the season. As again, Reddick is batting 3rd for the A's tonight as they come to Boston for the first of 3. On the mound tonight for the A's, Tommy Milone, a 2.00 earned run average. The 25-year-old, formerly of the Washington Nationals, gets the nod in Game 1. It's coming up next. by New England's website for deals via Toyota.com, Dunkin' Donuts, the New England Subaru dealers, and by Southwest Airlines. A nice night in Boston. It is on the cool side as the Red Sox return home. Certainly warmer than it was in Chicago as the Red Sox welcome the Oakland A's in town for a 3-game series to begin a homestand that'll last a week here for the Red Sox before they head out to Kansas City, as the Red Sox are fresh off a great road trip in which they were 6-1 on the trip. And the Oakland A's come in led by Bob Melvin, and it is not a team that we get to see a lot of, Peter Gammons, during the course of the year, but the Oakland A's coming in, and so far it's been a struggle for them.
It's been a struggle because they haven't hit. I mean, they're last in the league in runs. It's their lineup. They've had a lot of trouble at the top. Weeks has got an on-base percentage of .253. It hasn't settled down yet. It's a work in progress. They've got pretty good pitching. And matter of fact, we're going to see Malone, who came over from Washington, the Gio Gonzalez deal tonight, who has really pitched well. Great changeup. Tomorrow night, Jared Parker, who came over in the with Cahill with Arizona, who's got really good stuff. Fastball, really good hard slider. So here in Boston, we're going to see a couple pretty good pitchers along with Brandon McCarthy on Wednesday, who's been outstanding. So that's where they have to win. They have to win with pitching and defense, which is why they went out and signed Brandon Inge, who's still, he's not a potent force offensively, but he's a great defender, and they just feel with their pitching staff they need every ounce of defense they can get.
Well, the Red Sox take the field tonight. As they do, we can check out the Oakland A's starting 9. Their lineup is brought to you by Jordan's Furniture. Jamal Weeks will lead it off at second base with old friend Coco Crisp in left field. Josh Reddick in right field bats third. Yoenis Cespedes is in center field. He bats fourth in the cleanup spot with Seth Smith, the DH. It is Kurt Suzuki in behind the dish batting sixth. Eric Barton is at first base batting seventh. Brandon Inge, who Peter just alluded to, no longer a Tiger. He's now here with the A's, and he's at third base in his first game with Oakland. Cliff Pennington is at shortstop. He bats ninth. On the mound tonight for the Red Sox is Clay Buchholz, his 5th start of the year. The record is good, 2-1, but the ERA is not. An 8.87 earned run average. In 22 1/3, opponents are hitting at .340. 10 walks he's given up so far in the year. And in his last outing, a victory against Minnesota, he scattered 10 hits and 5 runs, but did get the win as he left with the bases loaded. All 3 runners would score. Defensively for the Red Sox, as the Red Sox defense is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Punto, Aviles, Pedroia, and Gonzalez in the infield. Left to right across the outfield, it's Darnell McDonald, Marlon Byrd, and Cody Ross. Then the battery tonight, Kelly Shopik and Clay Buchholz. Red Sox in fielding percentage 3rd in the American League. Umpiring crew, Phil Cuzzy has a play calling the balls and strikes. The crew chief, Greg Gibson, at first base with Manny Gonzalez at second base. And Vic Carapazza, he is the umpire at third. Where available, this telecast can be heard in Spanish by selecting the SAP button on your television remote. Enjoy the game. Well, it is comfortable here at Fenway Park to start the night as the Red Sox return home to 52 degrees. About 12 degrees warmer than we were in Chicago for the most part. Right to left, the wind at 7 miles per hour. Partly cloudy at Fenway Park as the lights are on, and Clay Buchholz has just thrown his final warm-up toss. So Buchholz ready to make the start tonight.
It's been a strange start for Clay Buchholz. Now, I understand the whole rust thing. I mean, he hasn't pitched since June, and he keeps saying he can't get the feel. You watch him and you say he's not getting the swings and misses. The velocity is down a little bit. His changeup is inconsistent. And he's not finishing pitches, but he said it's all about just getting his timing and feeling comfortable again. So it'll be interesting. The league is hitting .340 against him, which just isn't right, especially with what should be such a good changeup.
Jamal Weeks stands in and takes strike one. We are underway. Peter, I guess the question is, do you think he is 100% healthy? And the reason I ask is because a lot of his pitches have been up, and if you think the back may be a bit of a problem, that might be one of the reasons. Do you think he's healthy?
Well, he keeps saying he is, absolutely, and that's exactly what I thought too, is not getting the ball down and not being able to finish, so he's not getting the life on either the changeup or the fastball. But you know, the comparable to me is Josh Johnson with the Miami Marlins, who's just had the most hits allowed in a 5-game stint that he's had in his career. He hasn't won since last April 19th. It may be they may be very similar. It's going to take until the warm weather and middle of May before they each have their groove.
Well, this misses high, and it is 1-2 to Weeks. How important a start is this for Clay Buchholz, do you think, tonight? Or were you too early to start talking about that?
I think it's just for self-confidence. I think it's really important. I don't think they're going to be yanking him out of the rotation anytime soon if he struggles. But
swing and a miss, a nice start here as he's able to strike out Jamil Weeks. And here's out number one. Weeks down by way of the K.
Good breaking ball. One of the things that Weeks has really struggled with is just swinging at strikes, and that pitch really took advantage of it.
So Jamal Weeks is out number one. Here's Coco Crisp off to a slow start. Coco hitting at 190, no homers and 3 runs batted in. One of the game's best center fielders, but moved to left field to make room for Yoenis Cespedes. And we'll be talking about tonight our first look at him, at least for me in person, as Crisp stands in and sends one foul off to the left out of play.
That was a difficult task for Bob Melvin to be able to have to tell Coco, okay, you're the best defensive center fielder in the American League, in my opinion. You're going to left because Cespedes is making a lot of cultural adjustments coming over here. He's got to play center field. And Coco wasn't, I was there that day in spring training. He wasn't happy, but he's played his heart out.
Crisp will chop it right side, handled by Gonzalez. Buchholz will cover for the out. As there's 2 down in the inning, the return of Josh Reddick to Fenway Park.
Right fielder number 16, Josh Reddick.
So Reddick returning here to Fenway with a .267 average, batting third in the order for the Oakland A's. 3 homers and 6 runs batted in. And I think at the time of the trade with Sweeney involved, and of course Andrew Bailey and Reddick going over to the A's. If you're Reddick, you're thinking, wow, I'm going from a place where it was tough for me to get some playing time to a place where I could play every day, and he's had that opportunity and so far made good.
He has made good, and he's really a good outfitter. He's always been able to charge balls really well and throw. It's just a little hard when you go. He loved it here. It's packed every night, and in Oakland, they're lucky if they have more than a few people. Had a lot of beers out in the outfield. It's really cold, and I just remember how depressed Matt Holliday was when he played there. I know very few people love baseball more than Matt Holliday. It's been an adjustment, just as it's really helped Sweeney coming over here.
I want to ask you about the Oakland situation because it really is one of the worst situations you would say probably in the major leagues. I mean, what is their future? I mean, is there a chance they go to San Jose? I know the Giants, territory rights, there's issues there, but what can the A's do, and will they get a new place to play?
I think they'll end up going to San Jose eventually. I mean, just because the original agreement with San Jose was simply to get to be able to get the private revenue. As you remember, Peter McGowan built Pac Bell Park without any public funding, but to be able to get some leverage to be able to with the banks, they had to include the San Jose area. Well, they don't need it anymore. The Giants are one of the 6-7 biggest franchises in the game. They don't need it. And playing in the Al Davis Memorial Dump in Oakland is just beyond comprehension.
Josh Reddick earning a 2-out walk, and that has been one of the problems so far for Buchholz. All the walks, that's his 11th walk. As many strikeouts as he has walked so far in the year, and that is something we've seen struggling with his control.
Someone with that compact delivery and that coordination, that's what's unusual. And that's when he says he just can't find, he'll throw balls 2 feet away from where he wants to throw them. That he just doesn't feel comfortable yet. That's why he needs the time, because he was second in the league in ERA 2 years ago, and they have to give him the time to get back to being what he is.
Yoenis Cespedes, 8 years in Cuba. And here at Fenway Park for the first time as he takes a healthy hack for strike one.
Fascinating guy. The tools are ridiculous. I mean, his power to watch him take batting practice. It's not quite Bo Jackson, but it's like that. He's very smart, and he really works hard. And Bob Melvin was saying it's amazing how much he's already learned how to study video, and he's very critical of himself. But it's definitely a work in progress. He's 26, but it is a work in progress. I think what they're hoping is second, third, and fourth years, he's going to be a very good player. And right now, I mean, if you take his OPS, he is above league average for a center fielder.
In the dirt, gathered by Shopik. No advance at first base for Reddick. Well, Cespedes 2 for 12 on the road trip. Hitting at 171 on the road. He is 6 for 35 on the road. At home so far, hitting at 318, signing the 4-year, $36 million contract with the A's. And what we saw during the offseason was the video that they provided of his workout and some of his action. It was incredible. I mean, it was the best put together video I think I've ever seen of a player. And it was certainly available to anybody to have, and the Oakland A's end up with Cespedes.
It was as if you were watching the reincarnation of Bo Jackson. I mean, it was. I don't know how much they played with the video on that, but it was really something to see.
That was the question. You wondered if it was real watching it. I mean, it was amazing. And of course, we saw it a few times on Red Sox Hot Stove Live during the offseason,
which you so aptly hosted.
And you so aptly joined us several times during the course of the winter. And Cespedes finally found a home with the Oakland A's and waits on a 2-1. Yes, he'll foul it back and to our right.
Curiously, he fed a lot in spring training off of Manny Ramirez. Now, Manny's serving his time, and he's down in extended spring in Arizona right now. But Manny did strike up a friendship and help him and sort of understand certain situations and counts and things to do. So it'll be interesting. I mean, when Bob Melvin said Manny really showed some glimpses of getting his power back. So they certainly need him, and he will get on base, which the A's definitely need.
Buchholz from the stretch with a 2-2. Cespedes to center field. Marlon Byrd has it lined up, and he'll put it away to end the first inning. We're done with half an inning from Fenway. The Red Sox are coming up. Top of the first, Red Sox coming up in the bottom of the first inning. The Red Sox starting lineup is brought to you by your New England Chevy dealers. Mike Aviles to the top of the order. He's at shortstop with Dustin Pedroia batting second at second base. Adrian Gonzalez at first base bats third. It is Cody Ross who plays in right field. David Ortiz, the DH, with Kelly Shopik doing the catching. Darnell McDonald in left field. Marlon Byrd in center. And Nick Punto is at third base. The Red Sox lineup changed before the ball game. Kevin Youkilis was in the initial starting lineup, but that back has tightened up on him once again. Second straight day that he is a late scratch. Tonight, the Red Sox deal with Tommy Milone, who comes in with a 3-1 record at 2.00 earned run average. 27 innings, opponents hitting at 185 against Milone. Came over from the Washington Nationals in the Gio Gonzalez deal and won last time out against Chicago. 8 shutout innings with 5 strikeouts. Mike Aviles stands in and takes strike one. Aviles has really settled in very nicely to this leadoff spot. Peter, he's been there every day since Jacoby Ellsbury went on the DL.
He has, and he is one of the things that makes him, I mean, I think his personality is a very tough guy, but on the other hand, he's got tremendous energy. And I think that's Ben Cherington, I think, did a very nice job getting energy people. Marlon Byrd, the latest one.
There's a pop-up right side of the infield. Jamal Weeks coming from second base. They'll put it away for out number 1. Let's check out the A's defensively. Brandon Edge coming over from the Tigers at third base with Cliff Pennington, Jamal Weeks at second, and Derek Martin at first. Left to right, Coco Crisp. Yoenis Cespedes in center field. Josh Reddick in right, as Kurt Suzuki does the catching for Tommy Malone. You mentioned the Oakland A's defense. They're 11th in the American League to start tonight's action. 1 out in the first for Dustin Pedroia. It takes ball 1 outside. A terrific road trip for the Red Sox. They go 6-1 and return to Fenway Park and try to keep it going. This is on the ground right side. Weeks will boot it into right field. And aboard is Dustin Pedroia.
Well, defense is so important to someone like Malone because he's essentially a changeup pitcher. He's got an amazing stat list. 71% of his changeups he's thrown for strikes, which is a tremendous weapon, but he's a guy, he's going to have the ball put in play. They have to make plays behind him, hence the signing of Inge to play third base. Pennington's a good shortstop. Weeks is just struggling at the beginning of the season.
Now Weeks picks up his 3rd error of the season. Red Sox have a base runner with 1 down for Adrian Gonzalez. Adrian at .284, 2 homers and 15 runs batted in. He was 0 for 4 yesterday. It snapped a 5-game hitting streak for him, as he takes ball 1 inside. During the 5-gamer, he was hitting at .412, 7 for 17. The amazing thing was the Red Sox really did quite well against good White Sox pitching. I mean, Jake Peavy looks like the Jake Peavy of the San Diego Padres days.
Plus, he's developed as a pitcher. He used to be a guy that I thought just tried to blow you away. That was really a masterpiece. I'm talking to some of the hitters. They said it was one of the most uncomfortable nights of their lives, but partially it was because of Peavy's ability to change speed.
Pedroia takes off. Gonzalez swings and misses, and Pedroia is safe. Steals second base. So into scoring position with 1 down. And Dustin just getting in, as bouncing that ball with Suzuki on a hop. And picked by Pennington, and Pedroia gets in his 2nd theft of the year. So 1 down, runner at second base, and a count of 1-2 to Adrian Gonzalez. Not a full shift on here for the A's, although Jamal Weeks is in short right field. He is backed up. And leave the shortstop Pennington on the left side of the infield on Gonzalez. They try to keep Pedroia close to the bag at second. Bob Melvin, now the manager of this Oakland A's team. A's starting the night 5.5 games back of the Texas Rangers in a tie with the Seattle Mariners in the American League West. When you think of the West so far, I think the biggest surprise for me anyway, Peter, the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim are 9 games out and are just 7-15 to begin the year.
That is, to me, shocking, especially watching the spring training. Their bullpen has been very bad. Albert Pujols has really struggled. Of course, the 2 spots in front of him in the order have an on-base percentage of around .250. He's always coming up with no one on, but it's been a shock. And the Rangers are so good. To be 9 back going into May is a very tough hill to climb.
That is in tight. It's a full count now to Gonzalez. Look at the American League West. The A's are 11-12. They started the year in Japan, much like the Red Sox did a few years ago, and they go back again. They take on the Seattle Mariners this time in Japan. Payoff pitch to Adrian Gonzalez. First a bluff off the backside by Malone. 3-2 to Gonzalez. There's tap foul. And Peter, you're talking about Albert Pujols. It seems remarkable that he has gone 88 at bats so far this season without a home run.
It is amazing. I mean, now that they have Mike Trout up there, maybe he'll start hitting up at the top of the order and doing a little better. Peter Bourjos got off to a slow start, but they've struggled in a lot of ways. They struggled defensively. They obviously brought Trout up much earlier than they wanted to, and released Bobby Abreu.
This is lined to third and picked by Inge. He takes a look at second base, but back to the bag is Pedroia. As Gonzalez retired on a line out to third. Staying inside, you see the Amica pitch zone pretty much the entire at bat, and even that was on the inside corner. So
yeah, and elevating against him. Hence, I looked out and saw the shift and thought, wait a minute, Adrian is so good going the other way, but the idea in the scouting report was pound him in, try to make him pull.
There's Cody Ross, who moves up in the lineup with Kevin Youkiel, who scratched before the game with a tight back. Ross at 271 with 5 home runs so far in the year, 18 runs batted in. As he takes strike one. Tommy Malone, a fastball, curveball, change, and a cutter. As you were saying, a lot of changeups for Tommy Malone. Part of an A's pitching staff comes in here to Fenway Park. I mentioned they are a game under 500 record-wise, but they are third in the American League in earned run average. And as this one is sent foul off to the left, the 5.52 ERA for the Red Sox, who are second to last. Only the Twins with a higher ERA as a staff, but the A's come in at 3.11, only behind Texas and Baltimore in earned run average. And of course, old friend Kurt Young spent just one season here in Boston, returning to his job out there with the Oakland A's again.
He's a really good man. He was caught in an unfortunate situation here for 1 month, I might add, but
yeah, really, that's all it was.
That's all it was.
If you take a look at the rest of the season, with the exception of the beginning, the 2-10 start, but really the rest of the year remarkable. You're talking about many of the guys who were blamed for September, who were having incredible seasons until that point. The 2 pitch is fouled off. I mean, Beckett was in the Cy Young conversation
Absolutely.
Up until September.
And then he turned his ankle. What was it, September 4th in Toronto? And I mean, guys in the bullpen would say to me, Peter, he can't, his delivery he can't repeat it because of the ankle. But Josh, being Josh, would never admit it. I used to argue with him all the time. But can't you just say it? No, that's no excuse.
1-2 the count to Ross. 2 down here in the first inning. And a swing and a miss had him off balance, and Ross strikes out to end the inning. Red Sox lead Pedroia at second base. Done with 1, no score from Fenway. season at Fenway Park as the month of May is packed with great matchups. Tomorrow on Wednesday nights, come watch the Sox take on the Oakland A's. The action continues this weekend as the Red Sox battle the Baltimore Orioles. And later this month, the Seattle Mariners visit Fenway Park May 14th and 15th. Get your tickets now for these great matchups at redsox.com/tickets. Well, we're scoreless as we head to this second inning. Peter Gammon's alongside tonight. Jerry Remy still under the weather, and it's great to have Peter with us tonight from Fenway for Game 1 of the 3-game series between the Red Sox and the A's.
When last we saw Seth Smith, he was striking out against Jonathan Papelbon to end the 2007 World Series.
In Colorado?
Yes.
Well, one pitch looks like he went, he did, and it's 0-2. Seth Smith leading it off. Kurt Suzuki, then Derek Barton expected in the inning. Last year, 97 starts in right field for Smith. Spent the entire year with the Rockies last year. 22 starts in left and had career highs in games. Playing 147 games last year for the Rockies. As Kurt Suzuki, always high in games as far as catchers go. It's on deck for the A's. Time call. Now Buchholz walked a batter in the first, otherwise took care of Weeks, Crisp, and Cespedes. The 1-2. On the outside corner, strike 3. Clay Buchholz with the cutter, and for Buchholz, his second strikeout of his outing.
Well, he backdoors that very well. Plus, he cut it down, which, as you mentioned, is very important for him.
So one down here in the second inning for Kurt Suzuki.
I mean, that one game, 5 home runs. That's more than the that's more than the Pittsburgh Pirates staff has allowed the entire season.
Suzuki, part of our key matchup, brought to you by New England Honda dealers. Line into left field and a base hit, ringing single for Suzuki, who jumps on that first pitch. First hit of the night given up by Clay Buchholz.
He left that right in the middle of the plate.
So 1 out, 1 on. And Derek Barton coming up here for the A's. Barton, a hero yesterday, had a pinch hit double in the 9th inning, snapping an 0 for 16 strike as a pinch hitter. Now 1 for 3 as a pinch hitter so far this season. Began the year in the 15-day DL with a strained right shoulder. As he stands in on the left side to pitch out, nothing doing as Suzuki remains at first base.
Small sample, but he's hit Buchholz pretty well. 4 for 8 in the past.
Barton last year was demoted to Sacramento in mid-June. 197 with no home runs in 17 games with the River Cats before his season ended in July with the right shoulder surgery, but he started the year hitting at just .212 for the A's before he was sent back to AAA last year. That's outside, and it's 2-0.
When healthy, Barton's been a very good defensive first baseman. He was part of the Mark Mulder trade. They also got them Dan Herron. They always thought that Barton was going to really hit, and he simply has not developed power.
26-year-old. Two-0 pitch is outside, 3-0. Talked about the power for him. He had no home runs last year in his early stint with the A's. In 2010, he had 10 home runs. That's the most that he has hit in any season. Knocked in 57 runs batted in, but that power really has never materialized as it takes a look at strike 1. He's a California kid from Huntington Beach, California, Marina High School. Buchholz working very deliberately with Suzuki at first and one out. Here's a 3-1. That'll skip in for ball 4, and there's the second walk given up by Buchholz of the night. So 2 on, 1 away, and that'll bring up Brandon Inge. Well, Inge released by the Detroit Tigers. Yeah, kind of an interesting situation there. Long time with the Tigers, and of course last year at one point was sent down to AAA. You see his numbers with Detroit, and really this wasn't a spot for him as it appeared the year started. And you got Prince Fielder at first base and Miguel Cabrera moving from first to third, and some of the spots that Inge could possibly play. It just ran out of places for him to play in Detroit, and not such a great ending there with the Tigers.
No, he struggled. Of course, he had a couple of knee operations earlier, a couple of years ago. He actually played second base really well in spring training, and they were hopeful. I mean, one thing, he can chase pop flies and fly balls as well as any infielder I've ever seen. But he just didn't hit. They decided to move him.
Sends this to center in his first at bat with Oakland, but Marlon Byrd is there to make the catch. And there's 2 down here in the second inning. Healthy diet of cutters for Buchholz so far in the night, and that appeared to be one right there that is sent out to center field. So 2 down in the inning, 2 on, and Cliff Pennington coming up. Pennington at 183, no homers and 3 runs batted in. Snapped an 0 for 16 streak with a third inning single yesterday. He's always hit the Red Sox well. He's got a .344 average. That's Boston in his career, and he's got a base hit into left field. Suzuki is going to be stopped at third base, and it's a good thing he was, but in no man's land at second base is Barton. Pedroia will run him back. Now Punto will flip. A run will come in as the out at second base is recorded, but the run counts. Because of the rundown, Suzuki is able to get in, and the A's get a run out of it. So the Oakland A's take a 1-0 lead after an inning and a half. To the bottom of the second inning, and It looked like the Oakland A's are going to run their way out of the inning, but they end up with a run after all. This base hit into left field. Suzuki was held up by the third base coach, but coming around was Barton, who just slips halfway to third base, and he's able to stand the rundown long enough for Suzuki to break plateward and actually score before the tag out. So the Oakland A's come away with a run.
It looked like Punto may have underestimated Barton's speed, and the problem is, if he turns around and throws to the plate, there's nobody to cover third when he gets back. So the gamble is try to catch him and flip it and get the run before. Get the runner before he scores, but it didn't work.
So the A's jump on top 1-0. David Ortiz leading it off here in the second inning, to be followed by Shopik and McDonald. Zips one inside. It is 1-1.
Give Malone credit for a guy that's 86, 87 most of the time. He's been pitching the left-handers in. He came in consistently on Gonzalez, there on Ortiz.
David will take the strike, and it's 1-2. Ortiz starting the night tied for second in the American League in batting average at .395. Josh Hamilton also at .395. They both trail Derek Jeter, hitting at .396 start the night in the American League. 1-2 is inside. And quite a start for Derek Jeter so far this season.
He's had a tremendous start. The fact is, for about 2 or 3 years, he had leg and back issues that he would never talk about, but it did affect his swing. But he got that swing down so consistently in spring training. He's amazing. He never takes batting practice any differently. He takes exact same swings, same amount of pitches, same bat that he got when he was in rookie ball.
High drive to right. That is back towards the pen, and that ball is gone. Into the bullpen for David Ortiz. His 5th home run of the year, and it ties the game just like that, 1-1.
Well, David's ability to hit left-handers, one of the things that's changed so much. Remember when he was talking about him being released a couple of years ago, he hit under 220 3 years in a row. Last year he had the highest OPS of any left-handed hitter against left-handed pitching, and it's continued this year. He understands his strike zone so well.
Nineteenth career home run for him against the Oakland A's. A line drive home run into the bullpen for Big Papi. It's his 5th of the year. Kelly Shopik bats with nobody on. Hess and Hess Express are proud sponsors of the Red Sox, and the Red Sox on NESN during the 2012 season. Hess and Hess Express will donate $500 to the Red Sox Foundation for every Red Sox home run. Hess and Hess Express committed to helping the cause. And this will be down low to Kelly Shopik. So a quick answer for the Red Sox here in the bottom of the second inning. Shopik off to a .286 start so far in the season. That's in there for a strike over the outside corner, and it's 2-1. Shopik tied for the American League lead with 5 doubles as a catcher so far this season. This is his 9th start behind the plate. This is game 22 of the year. And that's in there for strike 2. Peter, it seems this has become more of a platoon than maybe most anticipated to begin the year.
Absolutely. I thought it was interesting today watching Jared Saltalamacchia. He took 2 rounds of batting practice so he could hit off a left-hander and a right-hander in case he got used later in the game. But it's really come down to him hitting against right-handed pitchers and Shopik against left-handed pitchers. That's one of the things they said when they got him last winter, was that he could really hit left-handers.
Strikes out here for the second strikeout for Malone. David Ortiz homering to begin this inning as the Red Sox trail 1-0 until this line drive home run right at you.
His OPS against left-handed pitching is now over 1,100. That's astounding.
What differences do you see, if any, in the way that he is approaching lefties now?
I think just the strike zone. He got to the point where he started chasing balls up and in, and that took away his ability to hit the ball out. He remembers. The line he always says to me is, you got to know what you can do and what you can't. And he went back to remembering, you know what, I never did hit the ball up and in. So he reestablished the strike zone. His great strength is going the other way. He's so strong he can hit the ball out in any ballpark that way. And we saw there, I mean, it might have been a mistake, but at the same time, he's so geared into any pitch that's exactly in his zone. Yeah, he so dominates that which he can hit, and that's a tremendous art, and that's what he lost for about 2 years.
In the dirt, and it is 1-2. That'd be very hard for him this season, in which Mike Lowell on occasion would pinch hit for him in those situations, and David still felt like he could hit lefties. It was definitely kind of an ego shot, I would imagine, for a guy very, very proud.
Absolutely. But he went about it the right way. He figured it all out again. It took him a while that year. He didn't have a great year 2 years ago against left-handers. It got better. But by the time he got to spring training last year, he had worked on knowing exactly what he can do, where his strike zone is, what he can hit.
This one is grounded foul out of play, and it is still 2-2. Ortiz coming into tonight, and this does not include the home run he just hit against left-handed pitching, hitting at .423 against lefties. 11 for 26 coming into tonight's action. And it just took this lefty out of the yard to tie the game 1-1. McDonald fouls it off down by the tarp into the seats. And Darnell McDonald set a career high with 4 RBIs on Friday night in Chicago. That's one towards the gap out in right center field, back by the bullpen, and now a one-hop up into the pen. Ground rule double for Darnell McDonald. So good at bat, fouled off some pitches, and drives one to the gap out in right center field. Pitch at bat for Darnell McDonald, and a pitch that was away that he was able to drive out there to right center field. And another fastball for Malone, operating anywhere from 87 to 89. Certainly not going to overpower you. So 1 out and 1 on. Here's Marlon Byrd. It's been a nice addition to the Red Sox, filling the void in center field and hitting at .308. Talk about a change of venue for him. I mean, he really needed it with the way that he started with the Chicago Cubs.
It was awful with the Cubs. I think there was a lot of pressure. He went there as a free agent, and I think it just got worse and worse. But, he said that when he came over here, he knew that he had lost some of his fundamentals. And Dave Magadan looked at the video and immediately approached him and look, this is what you did when you were good in Texas. This is what you did, and it's helped him. You talk about energy and a buoyant character. It's really fun to see him get the opportunity here.
And from a psychological standpoint, it's amazing that he's been able to really deal with the fact that he got hit so badly here at Fenway Park in the face last year. Alfredo Aceves. That's not something easy to shake.
No, it's not. I mean, it's that kind of thing can impact a player forever.
That is in there for strike 2, 1-2.
But sometimes it just takes a little change, just doing things a little bit differently, and then regaining the balance at the plate and finding himself. I mean, it happened to Dwight Evans in his career. He got beamed severely a couple of times, but he found the balance at the plate in 1980 and completely changed in middle of July and was one of the 2 or 3 best players in the game for the 80s.
This is a one-hopper that Weeks can't pick. It's into right field. McDonald being waved around. The throw to the plate is going to be not in time, and the Red Sox take a 2-1 lead. Marlon Byrd hits a base hit and an RBI to put the Red Sox on top, 2-1. Weeks unable to pick it, as it would have been a very nice play to make. Hit very hard. Diving to the outfield grass, couldn't get it, and nothing close at the plate as McDonald gets in. And the Red Sox take a 2-1 lead. Now Malone will deal with the number 9 man, Nick Punto. Again added to the lineup late, just before the game, as he was yesterday in Chicago. Again today. Same thing. Kevin Youkilis with a tight back, unable to start the game tonight. Youkilis and Bobby Valentine were fairly confident that he would be able to go tonight. But before the game, the scratch.
I knew there was something a little uncomfortable when he was hitting. I said, well, how are you doing? And he just kind of gave me a very curt answer, and it wasn't being rude. It was just obviously he was bothered by it.
Bobby Valentine said it kind of locked up on him yesterday in Chicago. Can't imagine the conditions in Chicago helped very much.
No, it has been a frustrating week. I mean, when he hit that grand slam to right field, I think that Uke and everyone thought, okay, now he's going to take off. And the next night, he was a little bit out of sorts, and then the cold weather in the back.
To short, Pennington will go to first base for the out there, and they retire Punto for the second out of the inning. Red Sox baseball on NESN is brought to you in part by Eastern Bank, the official bank of the Red Sox television network. Tradition, history, and a commitment to everyone on our team. These are just a few of the things Eastern Bank is made of. Find out more at easternbank.com. So 2 down here in the second inning. Marlon Byrd is at second base. And it's back up to the top of the order for Mike Aviles. Second time through now for Malone. Swing and a miss. Aviles pops out. First time up.
Good changeup.
Changeup at 81 miles an hour. Next half inning, we'll hear from Jenny Dell. What we were just talking about, a new approach for Ortiz against lefties, as Aviles drops this into short left. Bird will come around and score the Red Sox third run. Boston on top, 3-1.
That was a great piece of hitting, recovering on another changeup, down but a little bit more over the plate. Aviles started to go for it, then he stayed back long enough to just serve it into the outfield.
The second time in 5 starts for Malone that he's given up more than 2 runs. And they have come in this inning, 3 of them so far for the Red Sox.
Guess he'll be falling in that whip leaders. Now, I don't want to get too carried away and take reservations for the All-Star game, because Bartolo Colon is 5th in the league in that stat.
Well, Dustin Pedroia standing in here, reached on an error in the first inning. Stole a base. Well, does have 8 of 11 first pitch strikes so far. He's getting ahead. Down and in, and it's a ball and a strike now to Pedroia. Last year, Malone, spending the entire year at AAA Syracuse, was called up by Washington in September. Made his major league debut. As I mentioned earlier, part of the Gio Gonzalez deal.
How about that Washington starting rotation? 187 earned run average. Would be the first team since 1978 to have a rotation under 2 in April. That was the Oakland A's of 1978, which, because I am the Stan Pappy to Jerry Remy here, sitting in the booth, included Matt Keogh, which of course was Jerry's final.
Jerry took him deep.
Took him deep in Oakland.
Now, was Keogh the pitcher that was released the next day after Jerry hit a home run? Was
no.
Somebody that was released the next day.
No. That was actually a very good pitcher for Billy Martin.
Toss to first and back is Aviles. Leader in ERA in the American League. Not only are they doing it offensively, but pitching wise, the Texas Rangers with a 2.89 earned run average. I mean, they are doing it as well as you can do it. They're second in defense in every category.
They're just really good.
1-2 is sent foul off to the left, out of play. Now, Josh Hamilton had to leave last night's game, a little bit of a back problem.
Yeah, he's supposed to play tonight. We don't know if he's in the lineup tonight. They're beating Toronto 2-0, but it's that's an issue for them. I mean, Josh is so important, but they've got so much depth up and down that lineup, and the pitching staff 1-12. I mean, they've got so many power arms.
He is not in the lineup tonight against the Toronto Blue Jays. That was a late night flight for Texas. They played Sunday Night Baseball on ESPN last night, then flew to Toronto after their game last night, and he's not in the lineup tonight against the Jays. And as it is without Josh Hamilton, a 2-0 lead for the Rangers in the third inning in Toronto tonight. Here it is 3-1. Red Sox on top of the A's with 2 outs in the second. Aviles at first. Outside, ball 3. Kurt Young's Oakland A's pitched very well so far in the season. And now Tommy Milone running into trouble in the second inning. Pedroia grounds it foul. Will do it again, 3-2.
For Kurt Young, things do turn over in Oakland fast, though. I mean, 2 years ago, he thought with Cahill and Anderson and Gonzalez, he had one of the best young rotations in baseball. Anderson's hurt, and the other 2 guys have been traded. He gets back there, whoops.
To left field, and that's in for a base hit. Coco Crisp cuts it off, gets it back in quickly. As Aviles takes second base on Dustin Pedroia's base hit to left. So the Red Sox now with 5 hits in the game. Really going down to get that. Pretty good control.
The approach that Aviles, Pedroia, McDonald against that changeup, it's been really good. Very good approach.
Well, the Sox off day this week gives us a chance to bring you down to the farm for a look at the prospects in the Red Sox system. Tune in Thursday night at 6:30 when the Paw Sox visit the Toledo Mud Hens to see the Stars of Tomorrow play today here on NESN. Well, Malone's up to 36 pitches in the inning, as the Red Sox have scored 3 times so far, and runners at first and second with 2 down. Adrian Gonzalez with his second look at Tommy Milone. Adrian going the high Sox look tonight. Maybe the 0 for 4 yesterday changed the look here for Adrian Gonzalez. On the ground as Weeks is in short right field. He'll go to first base, and it'll be thrown away. In from third base, scoring is Aviles. And to second base goes Adrian Gonzalez. Now, Weeks has had a very tough night defensively. Made an error in the first inning. He's made another error here. He was in short right field and had plenty of time to throw to first base to get Gonzalez, and he throws it away. So the second error, as Barton couldn't pick it. Two errors for Weeks, second and third, a 4-1 Red Sox lead. Defense not helping Bob Melvin at all.
No, they have struggled the last half dozen games defensively, and with their pitching, they need that defense very badly.
Weeks had 13 errors last year to lead the American League second baseman in that category. And 2 here tonight in this second inning. One in the first and one here in the second now. Cody Ross, ninth member of the Red Sox to bat in the inning. Pedroia at third, Gonzalez at second base with 2 down. Two and 0. On the ground to third base, Inge will go across the diamond at first, and that will end the inning. Red Sox score 4 times in the inning. David Ortiz got it all started with a solo shot against left-hander Tommy Malone. Boston Red Sox have been proud to be a part of American history. Moving forward, Gulf is thrilled to serve as the official electricity supplier to Fenway Park as it celebrates its 100th birthday. From one legend to another, congratulations. Now the Red Sox with a big inning. They score 4 times, take a 4-1 lead. The Buckholz had quite a wait while the Red Sox were batting around in the bottom of the second inning. And now a 3-run lead to work with, and dealing with the top of the Oakland A's order, Jamal Weeks. It's on a tough night defensively. 2 miscues in the game. Weeks struck out in the first inning, one of 2 Ks for Clay Buchholz so far tonight. Buchholz would like to have a shutdown inning here after his team able to get the run back and then more to take a 4-1 lead. Back to Buchholz, able to pick it, and underhanded toss to first base for out number 1. So Jamal Weeks right back at him, 1 down. A tough hop for Buchholz at the top of the hill, but able to secure it.
He's such a good athlete that he makes some difficult plays look very easy. But what's strange, and one of the theories that I've heard on Buchholz is that when in 2010, when he had the great year and was second in the league in ERA, he didn't throw a cutter, but he's thrown more cutters. His velocity's dropped to 95 to about anywhere 92, 93. Tonight it's been basically 91, 92. And that happens. You see it you saw it with Blackburn in Minnesota. He used to throw 95. Now he's throwing like 88, 89 because he throws so many cutters. There are some theories that sometimes certain guys can't do it.
Up the middle as Aviles turns and fires. His throw will be late, but a nice bid nevertheless. As he was throwing from the outfield grass, it is a base hit for Coco Crisp. Too much speed. Let's send it down to Jenny Dell.
Don, David Ortiz hasn't just improved against left-handed pitchers, he's better than ever. Ortiz is now hitting .444 against lefties, and this approach against left-handers is no accident.
I started putting more attention to it last year before the season started. You know, we taking almost half of our bats against lefties and got to make an adjustment. You know, and I just been trying to stay away from chasing bad pitches against them. And the year before, that was what got me in trouble the most. You know, trying to overdo things against them. And now I just go throw bats.
Well, a double play will end this inning as they finally get Coco Crisp in the rundown to end the inning. The Red Sox have a 4-1 lead after 2.5. A proud sponsor of the Red Sox Foundation, helping to address health needs in our communities. It's on to the last half of the third inning at Fenway Park, 4-1. Red Sox on top as it's a cool night here at Fenway, but the breeze is not too bad, and probably the difference between here and Chicago. The breeze in Chicago was very gusty and made a big difference. But right now the flags here at Fenway relatively quiet as the Red Sox bats have not been quiet. Second inning, big inning for the Red Sox. David Ortiz homered into the bullpen and right, and that's his second look at Tommy Milone. David's home run, his 5th of the year, 19th RBI of the season. They go into the full shift on Ortiz on the right side. Now Weeks in short right field.
David has also learned to cope with all these different shifts. He will take the base hit.
That to me has been the most amazing thing, is how often he's gone the other way.
And if they're going to pitch him away, you have to make perfect pitches inside, or if you pitch him away, he's going to take the base hit to left.
Back in the second inning to lead it off, his 5th home run of the year, line drive into the bullpen. And that tied the game 1-1. Red Sox would go on to score 3 more times against Milone, who gets the strike in there. David didn't think so. And apparently grabbing the outside corner. And with that home run, he surpasses Jim Rice with 382. David Ortiz now tied with Larry Walker. Up next, Harold Baines. 3-2. Sliced foul off to the left, out of play. Is Dwight Evans a Hall of Famer in your estimation?
He'll never make it, but he is. And I had the privilege of covering him from the time he came up. And playing in the most difficult right field in baseball, he was an absolute artist. And he played every... I mean, I used to go out, shag with him on the road. And he worked so hard to get in position, to catch the ball, to be in position to throw. I mean, no 3 steps and throw. I mean, he worked so hard. His roots were great. And once he learned, and I remember the day well, July 3rd, 1980, when he finally found balance at the plate after those severe beatings that he had in, I think, 73 and 78. I mean, his numbers, I took the 8 major offensive categories for the major leagues in the 80s, and I had Schmidt, Henderson, Murray, Evans, the 4 best players of that decade. He came out ahead of the rest in more. If you added it up on points, he was the best offensive player of them all.
Why do you think he will not make it at this stage?
Because he had years early on in his career, basically from when he was a rookie full-time in 73 until the middle of 80. His numbers weren't great. I mean, it used to be he was an offensive defensive player and a defensive offensive player. And then when he learned that balance, thanks to Walter Riniak and Carl Yastrzemski, he was a totally different guy. Also, his ability to control the strike zone was so far ahead of its time. I mean, he used to be able to zone. He gets to me, he was the best 3-0 hitter I ever saw. Because most guys that get the 3-0, they're going to swing too hard. He knew exactly what he was looking for in particular, a pitch, a location. It was unbelievable watching. But he was an extraordinary player.
Well, he's shopping with a swing and a miss. Strikes out for the 2nd time tonight. It appeared to be another changeup. And shopping unable to get it. He is the 3rd K for Malone. So 1 on, 1 out. And Darnell McDonald coming up.
They were asking me, I was doing a thing on Morning Joe on MSNBC, and they were asking me about my greatest memory in this park, covering the team since 1843 or whenever I started. But I said it was the Evans catch.
High drive to deep left center field. Does it have enough? Back by the light tower. It is off the wall, or is it gone? It is gone. Home run for Darnell McDonald, a 2-run shot. McDonald's 2nd home run of the year, and the Red Sox take a 6-1 lead. Bob Melvin looked like he was going to take a step out of the dugout to argue, but nobody arguing in the outfield for the Athletics. It is a 2-run home run.
Those are 2 great at-bats against Malone from McDonald. First time hitting the ball to right center, and there. He got it down and more in the middle of the plate and juiced it.
Darnell McDonald with a 2-run home run that has the Red Sox on top 6-1. As Marlon Byrd fouls it off to the right, out of play. Hess and Hess Express are proud sponsors of the Red Sox and the Red Sox on Nesson. During the 2012 season, Hess and Hess Express will donate $500 to the Red Sox Foundation for every Red Sox home run. Hess and Hess Express committed to helping the cause. Swing and a miss for Marlon Byrd. And it looks like it's a stanchion out there in left center field. And then came straight down. So yeah, the light stanchion's where it hit. 2 homers and 2 doubles in the last 2 starts now for Darnell McDonald. Byrd to center. Says Pettis is back there in center field to make the catch for the 2nd out of the inning. Malone alone has surrendered 2 home runs in the first 2 2/3 innings. That'll take us to Nick Punto. It appears the guys that the Red Sox have added this offseason, some of the role guys, Nick Punto, Cody Ross, not a role guy, he's been in there every day, but you got some guys with some World Series experience, some veterans coming in, some very good character guys to this clubhouse.
Well, given the budget restraints, what Ben Sherrington did was, in moving Marco Scudero, it cleared money to sign Cody Ross, to be able to get Nick Punto, to get Kelly Shopik, bring back Rich Hill. Basically, it was like a 4-for-1 trade, and I think the way he spent the money, and he went and got people that were pretty well known for being gamers, and I think it helps change a little bit of the culture that was left over for September. There's no way you were going to be able to get away from that in April, and you needed some guys that were new and just came as good clubhouse people.
Well, there's strike 3 to Punto, disagreed. A 2-run home run for Darnell McDonald. A 6-1 Red Sox lead at the end of 3. Tonight, the Red Sox welcome several descendants of the 1912 team members and other connected to the magical season when the team christened Fenway Park and won 105 games on the way to their second World Series title. It's all part of the season-long celebration of Fenway Park's 100th year. Tonight's honorable moment is brought to you by Kettle One. There have been some great ceremonies here this year at Fenway Park. Of course, the 100th anniversary. And we move along here to the 4th inning. A 2-run home run for Darnell McDonald has given the Red Sox a 6-1 advantage. Yoenis Cespedes to lead it off. Seth Smith and then Kurt Suzuki in the 4th inning. Peter, you've been here for a great many years at Fenway Park. Curious to get your thoughts on the ceremony that was here last Friday before we headed out on the road, the 100th anniversary of Fenway.
I just thought it was terrific because as a friend of mine said to me, with the Yankees, it's always been about stars. I mean, it's New York, it's Broadway. But the constant here, Ted Williams was a star. There were a couple of Pedro and Tiant were in times. But it's been the ballpark. And this ownership has really appreciated that.
It's so great to see so many of the players come back, maybe the guys you wouldn't recognize. And today, the Red Sox have made May's Memorable Moments Month. Red Sox commemorating some of Fenway Park's memorable moments and salute some of the players that made them happen as part of the Memorable Moments Month, presented by Gulf Oil. Club's 18 home games in the month of May. And here's some of the things happening. Of course, Tim Wakefield on the 15th. Tom Bernansky, May 10th and 28th. Trot Nixon honored for the walk-off home run of the 2003 ALDS against these Oakland A's. One out in the 4th inning.
Wow. Well, we're going to have also honored will be the great outfield that won the pennant in 1975 with Rice, Lynn, Evans, Of course, Eck, Fisk, and Louis,
They will all be part of it.
Certainly brought a lot of joy to me covering this team over the years.
Also in May, the club will host a throwback day featuring Red Sox and Oakland A's uniforms of 1936. That'll be Wednesday night. Final game of the series against the A's. One out here in the fourth inning. Seth Smith slaps it foul off to the left.
That Trot Nixon home run off Rich Harden was remarkable. Almost exactly the same as Bernie Carbo's home run in '75. But let's make it a dual home run. The home run off Roger Clemens in Yankee Stadium.
That was unbelievable.
That May 28th, 2001. That was one of the great nights to be a baseball fan.
0-2 pitches, a swing and a miss, and Seth Smith, as it gets away briefly from Shopik, will be thrown out. It'll be the second time that he has struck out against Buchholz, and the third K for Clay Buchholz of the night.
That was a really good curveball.
So 2 down here in the fourth inning. Kurt Suzuki singled to left field in the second inning. Came around to score the Oakland A's only run. Scored on the single by Cliff Pennington back in the second inning. There's strike one. 94 that time from Buchholz. The velocity appears to be rising a little bit as this game goes on.
He does seem more comfortable as he's gone along in this game. He's been down in the zone more consistently. His curveball has been outstanding. That's what he's maintained. He just hasn't found a rhythm and a comfort.
Breaking ball fouled off, and it's 0-2. Dunkin' Donuts is proud to give back at every Red Sox home game. Dunkin' Donuts hosts a nonprofit children's organization. Thousands of kids have had the chance to catch a Sox home game thanks to Dunkin' Donuts. Tonight we welcome the historic Fenway Park, the Grafton Middle School Special Education Program from Grafton, Mass. Dunkin' Donuts committed to the community. 2 outs in the fourth inning. An 0-2. And that's Suzuki down the line at third. Punto's got it. He's got a long throw. And Gonzalez on a good stretch. They get him. Good play on both ends for the Red Sox to end the top of the fourth at 6-1 Boston. Trivia question. Question is, who is the last Red Sox player to lead the American League in outfield assists in a season? The answer for you a little bit later. As we play along to the bottom of the 4th inning. They scored first tonight at a 1-0 lead, but the Red Sox score 4 times in the second, twice in the third, and some good defense on both ends to end last inning. Punto had a long throw, and Adrian had to reach to the home plate side to reel that in. Tommy Malone returns to the mound for the A's here in the 4th inning.
The game slows down for Adrian Gonzalez defensively. It's amazing how, I mean, he has so much confidence in his throwing, catching the ball.
Malone will flip to first for the out on Aviles right off the end of the bat. We were talking about Adrian yesterday and the way that he breaks down pitching and pitchers is amazing. I mean, he really is incredible, and just to watch him hit is a lot of fun on a daily basis.
Oh, it is. I mean, he puts so much work. I did a thing with him last year on how he approaches video and how he looks for certain things. I mean, and he knows in most at bat what he wants to hit. He has a pretty good idea about how a pitcher wants to get him out, and then how he addresses that. And it's this one game we were looking at was against the Angels, really tough game where he got a huge hit against Danny Herron, and it was just he knew exactly what to look for. And Herron's got one of the toughest splits to hit in baseball, but he knew all he had to do in that situation with a runner on second was just dump the ball into left field. He was looking for the splitter, knowing he was going to try to get him out with it, and he hit it.
Pedroia sends this out to deep center field. Cespedes backpedaling to make the catch. Onto the warning track for the second out of the 4th inning. Cespedes, first time here at Fenway Park, and made his way back to the warning track to make the grab. He was looking for the wall back there, but he still had a ways to go. Handles out number 2.
Maybe you'd enjoy it more if they do what they do in Cuba, which is after a strikeout, not only do they throw around the infield, they throw it around the outfield too.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
How are their game times? Are they?
Someone once said to me, they act like they have nowhere to go. I said, no kidding. It's the whole point.
2 down here in the 4th inning for Adrian Gonzalez, who lined out to third base in the first. Reached on an error in the second inning, so 0 for 2. He slaps a foul off to the left. And really, that makes the game so much different now, how much video guys can watch against pitchers. And it's amazing, if they haven't faced a guy for the first time, you'll look at a pitcher who faced someone who's like you. Someone that they may work same way they would work someone else. And it's amazing how some guys will watch video for extreme amounts of time before it starts. 1-2 tap foul.
And you have to know what you're watching. That was one of the things Bob Melvin was talking about, was Cespedes, is he's now learning, okay, this is what I'm looking at. I remember
in the air to left field. Coco Crisp started back, now comes in. Back a step and makes the catch, and Malone has his first 1-2-3 inning of his outing. We're through 4 at Fenway. 6-1 Boston. Red Sox baseball on Nesson is brought to you in part by Eastern Bank, listening, guiding, and being there for kids in need. That's what Eastern Bank and Adrian and Betsy Gonzalez are made of, which is why we've teamed up to support youth mentoring programs throughout Massachusetts. To find out more, go to easternbank.com/Adrian. That's on to the top half of the fifth inning for Clay Buchholz, 6-1. Red Sox on top of the A's. And Derek Barton, Brandon Inge, and Cliff Pennington to bat here in the fifth inning. Derek Barton walked in the second inning. One of two walks given up by Buchholz in the game. Clay has 3 strikeouts so far. But so far, this has been a much better outing for Clay Buchholz. He's fresh off a 1-2-3 fourth inning. Pitch count in good shape as he works here in the fifth. This is rip foul.
Be interesting here to see. He had that really good tailing action on the fastball down and away. Then he comes in with a cutter. Try to get him to chase.
Buchholz in his last outing in Minnesota win, but he only went 5 1/3. Gave up 5 runs, 107 pitches in that outing. Here's a 1-2 pitch. Curveball that is grounded foul. The 1-2. On the ground foul. We'll do it again. 1-2. For the best sports talk in the morning, join Dennis and Callahan tomorrow morning at 6. They'll discuss the series opener for the Sox and A's and get your take on Rajon Rondo's 1-game suspension handed down earlier today. Don't miss Dennis and Callahan on Nesson and 93.7 FM tomorrow morning beginning at 6. 1-2 the count to Derek Barton. That slap foul off to the left. Well, for Buchholz in his career against the Oakland A's, he is 1-2 with a 7.84 earned run average. Just not had much success against the A's in the past. It works out to be 18 earned runs in 20 and 2/3 innings pitched, and that's in 5 starts against the Oakland A's. 1-2 is strike 3. 4th strikeout for Clay Buchholz.
That was a pretty good battle, but he's starting out with that hard running, tailing fastball around to here, but he had the cutter, the curveball, another fastball just out of the strike zone that Barton took, and then stood him up. Looked like he had him looking away, and good fastball in that. That was a terrific sequence to watch, hitter and pitcher.
One down for Brandon Inge, who looks at a 93-mile-an-hour fastball. 14 of 17 first pitch strikes so far tonight for Clay Buchholz. So he has been ahead a lot. The 1 pitch to Inge. And the changeup misses down low. That has been a big difference, I think, tonight for him. That changeup missing low, not high.
And his fastball, as the game has gone along, has gotten better and better running down in the strike zone.
Trying to come in, he does, and misses at 94, 2-1. Yankees have a 2-1 lead tonight over the Orioles in the 5th inning. They're at home at Yankee Stadium. Right now, beginning tonight's action, it is Baltimore and Tampa Bay on top in the American League East, both 14-8. There is ball 4, and Clay Buchholz allows his 3rd walk. Comes with 1 out here in the 5th inning. It's time now for the answer to tonight's AT&T trivia question. Who was the last Red Sox player to lead the American League in outfield assists in a season? And the answer is Jason Bay. 15 assists in 2009 with the Sox. Bay was actually the second Red Sox to lead the league in 5 years. Manny Ramirez led the American League when he had 17 in 2005. Josh Reddick currently leads the American League with 4. The A's have not had an outfielder lead the league since Bill North shared the lead with 2 others in 1974. So it's been a long time. 1 out, 1 on for Cliff Pennington. Just mentioned the Orioles and the fact that they are tied for first in the American League East. I know you talked to Buck Showalter quite a bit. What are his thoughts on the beginning of the season for the O's?
Well, they've had pretty good pitching. Arrieta's been really good, and Hamill's been good. The bullpen's been very good, but they've got good players. Markakis is a really good player. Adam Jones is a really good player. Matt Wieters, to me, is the best catcher in the game. So they're getting better. You know, whether that's going to get them into 3rd or 4th place, I don't know, but they're fun to watch.
Shopik hopping up like he was going to fire to first, but Inge gets back to the bag. Trailing the Yankees now in the 6th inning. This will kick off Shopik. He doesn't know where it is, and it is really going to get a piece of Pennington. So a hit batsman sends him down to first base. See where it got him. Curveball gets him in the back toe.
We're talking about command. So Walker Brandon injured. He hits Pennington in the back foot.
So 2 on, 1 away. All of a sudden here, walking a hit batter, and Jamal Weeks, he is 0 for 2. He struck out, grounded back to the mound. To center field. Bird was shallow. He moves back now and makes the catch. He spin around and fire it back in. Nice running catch by Bird, who covered a lot of ground quickly. Straight back, 2 down. So 2 away here in the 5th inning. Runners at first and second, and Weeks retired. Here's Coco Crisp. Rounded out in the 1st inning. Reached on an infield hit in the 3rd. Coco played 3 years here with the Red Sox, 2006, 2007, and 2008.
Traded for Kelly Shopik.
That's right. Now in his 3rd season with the Oakland A's. 136 games last year for the A's. Up the middle, ranging is Aviles. He will flip backhanded to Pedroia, and they got him. Nice play at second base. Mike Aviles to Pedroia to end the inning. Well, David Ortiz will be coming up second next inning. Get a home run. Part of a 4-run second inning for the Red Sox. Big Poppy will be up second when we come back. Last half of the fifth inning back at Fenway Park. Red Sox out to a 6-1 lead over the Oakland A's, out hitting the A's 6-3. And it'll be Cody Ross, David Ortiz, and Kelly Shopik scheduled to bat here in the fifth inning. Tommy Malone gave up 4 in the second, 2 in the third. Has worked his way here into the fifth inning, and he's now retired the last 5 Red Sox in a row that he's faced. He's got Cody Ross twice tonight. He got him to strike out in the first, ground out in the second. We are joined by Peter Gammons tonight. Jerry Remy still under the weather, and there's a ground ball left side as Pennington sidearm throw and plenty of time to get Cody Ross. Boston Red Sox baseball on NESN is brought to you by Eastern Bank. At Eastern Bank, we're made of historic milestones, and now our home team has reached one of its own. Congratulations on this special anniversary from one Boston institution to another. One out in the fifth inning. Jordan Alberto is warming in the pen, a left-hander for the A's. First action we have seen in the pen tonight. As Malone deals to David Ortiz with a big home run swing. David has been on twice. The home run in the second inning, walked and scored in the third. In the air to right. Back goes Reddick to the warning track at the wall. That is gone. So is Reddick into the bullpen. May have gotten some glove, but it got all of him as he goes into the pen. Home run number 2 of the night for David Ortiz, and the Red Sox lead it 7-1.
That is something you don't see too often here.
Six on the year for David. Reddick is able to get a piece of it as he goes out of Fenway Park. Half the home runs Ortiz has against left-handed pitching. 2 tonight off Tommy Malone.
In 1963, there was a very famous play, very similar. An outfielder named Al Luplo with the Cleveland Indians had the same thing happen, only the ball, it was hit by Dick Williams, and he was flipping over the wall. It stuck in his glove, and there was a big argument over whether it should have been a home run or not, but they called it an out. But he caught it going over the fence and it landed in the bullpen. I have no idea why I remember that, but I do. I was here.
Blast. Pitch up high for Kelly Shopik as the count evens. 2-2. He struck out twice against Malone. This guy has homered twice against Malone. 36th career multi-home run with the Red Sox. 38th career multi-home run game of his career. He is one behind Ted Williams for the team record. Shopik strikes out for the third time tonight. There's 2 in the inning. 5 strikeouts now for Malone. Coming up next half, we'll get some highlights of the game we were talking about earlier, the Orioles and Yankees. From the Yankee Stadium in New York. 2 down here in the fifth. As Darnell McDonald stands in, he's 2 for 2. A double and a 2-run home run. As it takes strike 1. It's fooled in the pitch, and it's 0-2. And the home run off the light stanchion out of left center field for Darnell McDonald. His second home run of the year. Well, Darnell had such a great spring training. He was on fire all spring, started slow to begin the year, and a lot of that due to a lack of playing time, losing some of his timing to begin the year, but really has come around lately. On the ground towards third base, Inge will bobble it, and McDonald will reach. Trouble on the transfer. It is a base hit awarded to Darnell McDonald. Third hit of the night. Inge has got a great arm, that we know, but he just bobbled it out of the transfer, and it was going to be very tough to get McDonald anyway. It was getting down the line very well. Bob Melvin is headed out to make the change. Malone gets him into the fifth inning, but gives up 7 runs so far. David Ortiz has got 2 home runs in this game, the most recent, with 1 out in the fifth. The ball goes out, and so does Reddick. It's 7-1 Red Sox. The fifth inning, as this call to the bullpen, brought to you by New England Ford dealers. Jordan Roberto into the game here for the Oakland A's. Roberto makes his 8th appearance of the year. No record, 2.70 earned run average. 5 walks to 7 Ks, but opponents only hitting at 206 against him. And Marlon Byrd fouls one off to the right, out of play. It's not a lot of run in his last 5 games. 7 1/3 innings without giving up a run. First batter that he's faced coming into a game, they're 0 for 7. So we'll see what Marlon Byrd is able to do here with 2 outs and a runner at first base in the 5th. Tommy Malone, Red Sox getting to him for 4 in the 2nd inning, 2 in the 3rd, and 1 so far here in the 5th. Came in with a 3-1 record, a 2.00 earned run average. High fly ball to left field for Byrd, back towards the wall, and that is high off the wall. McDonald coming around from first base. He will score. It's a wall ball RBI double for Marlon Byrd, and the Red Sox take an 8-1 lead. First extra base hit for Byrd in a Red Sox uniform. Out over the plate, and Byrd almost took it out of the yard.
Roberto threw that first fastball 92 miles an hour in on his hands. He couldn't quite get extended, but then he left that pitch out over the plate, hammered it.
2 down, Byrd at second base. Nick Punto takes a pitch inside. That run is charged to Tommy Malone, who is touched for 8 runs in the game tonight in 4 2/3 innings. 8 hits, 8 runs. Walked a batter, struck out 5. 1-0 is in the dirt. Seven of the 8 runs Malone gives up are earned runs. A couple of miscues in this game for the A's, both committed by second baseman Jamal Weeks. That is in there for strike 1, 2-1. Roberto was acquired from Arizona at the trading deadline last year. An 8.10 ERA and 6 relief appearances and 2 stints with the A's after the trade. And then was sent to Sacramento. Two-one is picked by Suzuki. 3-1. The runner in scoring position. A nice stop here by Suzuki.
Very good play by Suzuki. Body completely squared to that pitch that hit right in front of the plate.
Down and in, ball 4, and he walks Nick Punto. Well, it's time now for the Coors Light Freeze Cam. Nick Punto at third base. In for Kevin Youkilis. Able to make the grab, and then from foul ground, the long throw. Good play on the other side. Adrian Gonzalez. Coors Light Freeze Cam brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. 2 outs here in the last half of the 5th inning. Runners at first and second for Boston. And the top of the order, Mike Aviles. And an RBI single in the 2nd inning as he takes strike 1.
On the left side of the infield, but that play by Punto, the play Aviles made up the middle. 2 very important outs for Buckholz.
Aviles really winning the job during the spring. I think a lot of people wanted Jose Iglesias in the major leagues. Such a great defensive talent. But Ben Cherington and the Red Sox deciding to send him to AAA and have Aviles start here on an everyday basis, and it's turned out very, very well.
Here's the play. This is a terrific play. Aviles is better going to his left. Matter of fact, he's pretty good going to his left, but you know, he's a tough guy. Fenway Park doesn't bother him at all, and the makeup is perfect for here. And you know, he had a really good rookie year in Kansas City. He ended up having the Tommy John surgery, came back, and they gave Yuniesky Betancourt the shortstop job and buried him. And like Pedroia, with whom he works every day so hard at 3:30 in the afternoon, he has that little chip on his shoulder, which is really, I've always believed that's a great thing in sports. And he always thought he kind of got robbed of his job in Kansas City. He didn't get a chance to win it back after he had the operation, and I think he set out to prove something. And Allard Baird knew that very well because Allard signed him when he was the general manager of the Royals.
Aviles hits it high and deep to left center field. Looking up, it is gone into the monster seats. A 3-run home run for Mike Aviles, his 5th home run of the year. And the Red Sox take an 11-1 lead. 4th Boston home run of the night. The location on that pitch. Middle in, and Aviles takes care of it and puts it into the monster seats. Roberto has come in, given up a double, a walk, and now a 3-run home run.
And welcome to the American League East.
Pedroia taking a pitch outside, and it's 2-0. Not your prototypical leadoff hitter, but a guy who now has 5 home runs and 16, now 17 runs batted in. Two-one, he gets jammed and pops it up. Barton, the first baseman, Weeks coming from second, but it'll be Weeks who makes the catch that ends the inning. Well, a 2-home run inning for the Red Sox. It starts with Big Papi, who gets his second home run of the night. And Mike Aviles with a 3-run job. Red Sox lead it 11-1 at the end of 5.
Amica Insurance. Amica Insurance. It's not just how you're covered, it's how you're treated. McDonald against Malone's changeup. Great at bat by Pedroia. They all went down. They really stuck with that changeup. Very, very good grinding at bats, and that's been the hallmark of this team for a long time. And I think we've really seen it in this game tonight. And I think it's a lesson for Malone. I mean, it is different. You're playing Seattle and Oakland. It's a lot different for coming into this ballpark and getting this team grinding at bats.
11-1, Red Sox have the lead. A's coming to bat here in the 6th inning. Clay Buchholz, he is working a 3-hitter so far tonight. He had a 19-minute wait while his team was batting. Josh Reddick has walked and grounded out. He's 0 for 1 in his return to Fenway Park with his new team. Action for the A's. Former closer Brian Fuentes warming in the pen for the A's. Down the line at first, a fair ball. Cooks off the boxes as Cody Ross gets it, and it'll be a single for Josh Reddick, 4th hit of the night for the A's.
Well, they stayed with and pulled that curveball.
You look at the numbers for the A's as a team. They hit at .205, which is last in the major leagues. And Reddick is batting 3rd in their lineup. He's the number 3 hitter, hitting at .267. So this team is not a lot of offense, but some pretty good pitching.
They do. They've had good pitching, and until the last half dozen games, had pretty good defense. But you can see why they want eventually Manny Ramirez. I mean, they only have to pay him $307,000 because of the prorated, because of the suspension. So if he does hit, gives him some offense and buys him some time and helps Cespedes to develop.
One-0 is a high chopper to 3rd. Punto to 2nd for 1. On to 1st for 2. Double play around the horn. Punto getting it started. 2 away.
They turned this well because Cespedes was going down that line hard.
Let's see, it's game number 22, so about another month and a half before Manny Ramirez, right?
Yes.
And he is where?
He's in the extended spring in Arizona, so he's in Phoenix and working out with the A's minor leaguers who are going to go to the rookie leagues.
And from what you're hearing, he is looking good?
Looked pretty good, and then he did show some power in spring training, more than he showed in Tampa last year, so maybe he can come back.
One pitch is 0-2. And a changeup from Buchholz, and really had Smith fooled. Again, that changeup has been headed down, and there's another as he strikes out Smith.
Terrific sign. Two really good changeups.
11-1, Red Sox have the lead. Who is FW Web? FW Web is the go-to resource for over 15,000 plumbing, heating, and HVAC contractors. Selection, expertise, solutions, we've got it. Visit fwweb.com. Now, tough outing for Jordan Norberto as he goes a third of an inning, giving up 3 runs, including the 3-run home run by Mike Aviles.
He looks like he's trying to adopt the Brian Wilson look. Maybe he thinks that works in the Bay Area.
Adrian Gonzalez leading it off here in the 6th inning. A tough outing for him as Brian Fuentes has taken over for the A's. The former closer, Grant Balfour, has been closing games for the A's, and Fuentes missing here to Adrian Gonzalez, falling behind 2-0. 9th appearance for Fuentes, 1-0. 4.70 earned run average. 273 opponent batting average for him. He's not allowed to run in 3 appearances on the road. However, he's got a 7.71 ERA at home. Long throw that'll get there in time with Gonzalez running. Nice play by Cliff Pennington. It's time for a game break, and Tom Caron, TC. Okay, Tom, thanks very much. Close one there in New York at Yankee Stadium. Not so close here at Fenway Park. It's 11-1. Red Sox on top of the A's. 1 out, bases empty for Cody Ross. And it's strike 1 to Ross.
It's been sort of a mixed bag of what's going to happen as closers since they traded away Andrew Bailey. I do find it interesting in Boston without Andrew Bailey, with all the brouhaha over the Red Sox bullpen. They're 6 for 9 in save opportunities, and without Andrew Bailey, the A's are 6 for 9 in save opportunities. So,
Fuentes last year, when Bailey started the year in the DL for the first 2 months, was the A's closer. He finished up 1-8 with 12 saves, 3 blown saves in 38 games through July 1st. This on the ground to third. It is Brandon Inge. 2 down. In honor of Fenway's centennial this year, Beth Israel Deaconess, the official hospital of the Boston Red Sox, is offering a daily health tip to help you live to be 100. Sign up at 100pitches.org. 2 down here in the 6th inning. Big night already for Big Papi. And a solo home run in the 2nd inning. Walked and scored in the 3rd. And then a solo home run in the 5th.
It's giving him an opportunity to keep working on his left-handed stroke.
Facing another lefty. Fuentes finished the year pretty well last year after he was no longer the closer and Bailey came back at a 1.57 ERA in his last 29 appearances. Shift on. It is Pennington on the right side of the infield who throws out David Ortiz and ends the 6th inning. Played 6 from Fenway. It's 11-1 Boston.
Can't touch this.
Resort Casino of the Boston Red Sox has endless opportunities to dine, play, thrill, relax, and of course, win. When you're here, you can be anyone. Foxwoods, anything but ordinary.
11-1, the Red Sox on top of the Oakland A's. As Anthony Recker is going to pinch hit here for Kurt Suzuki, the catcher for the Oakland A's. Red Sox have some changes we will show you momentarily as Buchholz deals with ball one, just missed. Darnell McDonald moves from right field, or moves to right field from left field, and Lars Anderson into the game in left field. So Cody Ross comes out of the game. Marlon Byrd remains in center field. 1-0 is a swing and a miss. And fastball right by him. 1-1. Breaking ball in there for strike two. And a nice mix here tonight for Clay Buchholz. And for the most part, his stuff has been down. Another breaking ball grounded up the middle, and this one finds its way into center field. Recker with a pinch hit single to begin things here in the 7th inning. Let's check in with Jenny Dell.
Yes, Don, it's time now for some MLB news and notes. Tigers outfielder Delman Young has been suspended 7 games by Major League Baseball for an incident that occurred off the field last week in New York. Young was placed on the restricted list by the Tigers after the incident. And Johnny Damon is expected to join the Cleveland Indians tomorrow when they begin a series with the White Sox. The 38-year-old will join his 7th team in his 18th season. And like Damon, Hideki Matsui has signed a minor league contract, and he signed it with Damon's former team, the Tampa Bay Rays. The 37-year-old spent last season with Oakland. Don?
All right, Jenny, thanks very much.
It'll be great to see Damon back here next week.
Yes, he will be here. That's where I was going to start. What happened in Tampa Bay that Johnny Damon did not return to the Rays?
I never could quite understand that. I mean, some felt he swung at too many pitches in the second. I don't know. I mean, the power they felt wasn't really there anymore.
This is down the line in left. It'll fall foul. And that's why I guess they went out and got Luke Scott looking for more power, I guess.
They did. They went Luke Scott and Carlos Pena. They got the 2 left-handed guys who could hit the ball out of the ballpark. But I know in talking to the Indians people, they just felt, I mean, they had a choice. They could take Abreu, and the Angels would have paid the whole thing. They could have had Matsui. They looked at him. But a team like the Indians needs a little edge. And, you know, I mean, we saw it here. Johnny can run into walls. And is he a great player? No. Has he played very much in the outfield the last couple of years? No. But the thing is, he does bring a personality and a competitive edge to a team. And the Indians felt very strongly that that's what they really needed right now. And, you know, if Damon gives it to him and Grady Sizemore comes back in June and Jimenez pitches well for them, I mean, you know, with all the injuries the Tigers have, maybe they can stay in it. I mean, Lord knows the Indians need to bring their fans back.
And Hideki Matsui signing a minor league deal with the Tampa Bay Rays. It'll be interesting to follow that, see if he ends up in Tampa Bay at some point. Where will Abreu end up, do you think? That ended really badly.
It did end up very badly. And I know Artie Moreno does not like eating contracts, so it was a difficult move for Jerry DePoto to do.
There's ball forward to Derek Barton down to first base. Recker up to second. All of a sudden, 2 on here for the Oakland A's in the 7th inning.
That's 3 good at bats for Barton against Buchholz. One of them was a strikeout, but it was a good at bat.
2 on, nobody out, and Brandon Inge lined out to center field in the 2nd inning. He walked in the 5th. First game in an Oakland A's uniform, former Detroit Tiger. And there's strike 1 to Inge. Lined and caught. Can they make it 2? No. Happened too quickly. Zavilas is able to make the catch. Pedroia quickly over to the bag at second, trying to double off Recker at second base, but they get in, John, the line out for the first out of the inning. It's a little bit late in arriving. So 1 down, 2 on, and Cliff Pennington coming up. Pennington singled in the second, got hit by a pitch in the fifth.
I do like the way Aviles and Pedroia relate to one another. I mean, they're out here every day at 3:15 to 3:30, taking infield vigorously is, I guess, the best way I would put it. But they've really developed a rapport, and I think it's really been kind of fun to watch. And they both enjoy playing so much. There's so much. They both have edge. They both have a little chip on their shoulder. There's some personality there in the middle of the infield.
You have to credit Pedroia, who's worked with so many different shortstops in his time here with the Red Sox.
And it was interesting when he came up, and immediately it was Alex Cora who had him out there at 3:30 in the afternoon every day, and he developed that habit. He's passed it on to every young infielder who's come up since.
The 1-1 pitch coming here to Pennington. And it is a 2-hopper to Pedroia. Could be 2. On to first, and it's not in time. Bill's coming across the bag, and coming in hard was Barton at second base. Couldn't get as much on the throw as he would have liked. And it is 1 hop to first base. You do get the second out in Barton at second. And he really was nowhere near the bag, it appeared. Barton went well out of his way to try to get to Aviles. Aviles may have tripped himself, though. We'll see. But look where Barton is.
Well, the rule is you're out of the law if you can't touch the bag.
I don't think he could have.
No, he couldn't have touched the bag. So that was interference, but that's okay.
So it is first and third. And Jamal Weeks coming up. He is 0 for 3 in the game. Well, coming up immediately following the game, stay with us for WB Mason's Red Sox Extra Innings live at TC in the Globes. Peter Abraham and Jenny get a breakdown of Clay Buchholz's start tonight in the series opener, and here is post-game comments from the interview room. Let's catch manager Bobby Valentine's thoughts as we bring you the live post-game press conference. It's all coming up after the game, only on NESN. 2 outs, first and third, as Jamal Weeks down in the count 0-1. Takes a pitch outside. I mentioned Alex Cora. You often hear that Alex Cora could be a very good manager someday. Do you agree?
Yes, I think he's going to go into television for a while, for the rest of this year. And then I think actually, and I talked to him about it at some length yesterday, he's not going to end up coaching or managing. I think he's going to end up going to a front office.
Really?
And he's had 8 or 9 teams contact him. I mean, he got let go by St. Louis. Nobody else is called, or nobody's offered him a deal. So I think he's going to probably go work in television for the rest of the year, and then go work. The Red Sox would be a possibility. The Angels are certainly a possibility. So I think that's what he's going to do. He loves that kind of thing.
2-1 is slap foul. We saw him in spring training. He came to JetBlue Park with the Cardinals. He was still on the team before he was released towards the end of spring training.
Very smart guy, and
nice grab.
Highly intelligent baseball person. But I think he'd be really good. I think he's the type of person that he has so many contacts within the game. He knows so many people. He's an assistant to the front office. I think can be tremendous help. Two
is just going to miss as Clay Buchholz was headed to the dugout.
That would have been.
See where it ended up. Mickey pitch zone is just outside, very close.
Yeah, I thought that might have had the corner, but tell you, the last 2 years, the umpiring is so much better than the previous decade. I have no complaints.
First and third, 2 down. And a foul. Why do you think that is? Because of the evaluation process that now takes place on umpires?
I think that there's just been, rather than being confrontational, I think that the job that Joe Torre and Peter Woodfork have done of rationally dealing with the umpires has really worked. They had a number, I don't remember exactly what it was, but the number of pitches missed in the postseason last year, it was minuscule. And I noticed it. Remember, we had the home run. They had to go check to see if it was a home run in the Tampa. So you saw them all run off the field rather than let's take half an hour and go have a break.
Weeks will foul off another. And the pitching line brought to you by Ace Ticket, 6 2/3 for Buchholz, up to 93 pitches. 5 hits and a run. He has walked 4, struck out 5. And works here into the 7th inning. His longest outing of the year is 7 innings and 104 pitches. And that was in the win against Tampa Bay. "3-2 is down low, ball 4 and another walk. 2nd of the inning, 5th of the outing. He's now walked as many as he has struck out. And Bob McClure is at the top step and will head out. There's no action in the pen at the moment. Some stirring going on right now. BostonGlobe.com. It's everything you love about the Globe, now available on every device for home delivery subscribers. Unlimited access is always available, but it's free for everyone until May 6th, courtesy of Coldwell Banker Residential Brokerage. No conversation here at the mound. The entire infield involved as Bob McClure goes out, and Phil Cuzzi was headed out to break it up. Shopik and Buchholz continue their chat. Coco Crisp will be coming up. I want to remind you this copyright telecast is presented by authority of the Boston Red Sox, may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. Counts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Boston Red Sox. 2 down here in the top half of the 7th inning. Base is now loaded for the A's. It's an 11-1 Red Sox lead, but the A's making some noise, and Coco Crisp 1 for 3 in the game. Ground ball right side off the glove of Gonzalez. It trickles into right field. 1 run is in. Here comes another, and the A's pick up 2 more runs, and it's now 11-3. Coco Crisp driving in a pair. This one ends up off the glove of Adrian Gonzalez, who is just out of his reach. Slowed it down. Pedroia would run it down in short right. Recker scores, and so does Pennington. His 2nd and 3rd runs of the night for the A's. Weeks ends up at third base on the 2-run single by Crisp, and here's Josh Reddick. Action for the first time in the Red Sox pen. It's Shinichi Tozawa who's been getting a lot more work from Bobby Valentine since being called up.
Well, I think he's really interested, Bobby. His breaking ball has been good. When he came up a couple of years ago, he already had some elbow problems. Didn't say anything to anybody, but his fastball was way short of what he'd been throwing in Pawtucket early in the season. And he's definitely got it back. Now it's just a matter of putting it together. I mean, he's a guy that I don't think he's an 8th inning guy, but you can put him in and get some length out of your bullpen with him, and he throws strikes.
Warms up in the pen here with the A's batting still in the 7th inning. They have plated 2 runs in the inning. The pitch count growing for Buchholz. 72 pitches through 6. He's at 97 right now in the 7th inning. Facing his 7th batter of the inning. It's been a taxing inning. And maybe his last. Reddick walked in the 1st, grounded out in the 3rd, singled in the 6th inning. Weeks at 3rd, Crisp at 1st with 2 down in the inning. in the air to right field and deep.
God.
Back goes McDonald at the wall, and that is gone into the bullpen. A 3-run home run for Josh Reddick in his return to Fenway Park. And all of a sudden now it is 11-6. The A's have scored 5 times here in the top half of the 7th inning. That's the 4th home run of the year for Reddick.
He went down, got that curve. Second time he's hit a curveball. Went down, got it.
Well, Peter, after 6 very good innings for Clay Buchholz, the 7th inning, not so much.
Now, what was so good for 6 innings unraveled a little bit. The command started throwing in the middle of the plate, had trouble throwing strikes.
Bobby Valentine out to make the change. It is 11-6. The Red Sox on top of the A's. The A's scoring 5 times so far in the inning. Night for David Ortiz. He's had 2 home runs in the game, both off lefties. In the 2nd inning, a shot, and then in the 5th inning, a shot that would take Reddick out of the yard with it. The Red Sox with good offense and good defense. Nick Punto, late addition to the Red Sox lineup at third base. Good play on both ends. Punto at third and Gonzalez at first. And Clay Buchholz tonight, very good through 6 innings, but in the 7th inning gives up 5 runs. Kind of comes unglued in this outing towards the end, but 6 2/3, 7 hits.
The way to look at it is it's something to build off. I mean, in the end, of course, the other thing to look at is they've averaged more than 11 runs per start for him this year. The highest in.
Well, his reaction after the home run by Reddick and handing the ball off to Bobby Valentine on his way off. Yoenis Cespedes with a big swing and a miss.
It's amazing that David Ortiz has had 36 multi-home run games as a Red Sox, 1 less than Ted Williams. That's amazing to me. 1 more than Jim Rice.
Junichi Tozawa's 5th game has not given up a run in 6 1/3. Pettis tonight is flied out to center, grounded out and bounced into a 5-4-3 double play. One and 2. Tozawa came on with 2 on and 2 out in the 8th inning yesterday at Chicago. Got 1 inherited runner to score. Here's 1-2. Line to center, and that's in for a base hit in front of Bird. And Cespedes has got his first hit of the night.
That showed me something. I mean, he throws a couple of fastballs, gets ahead, 2 strikes, and then he throws him a curveball, and he's still able to stay back and dump it into center field. He stayed back really well on that.
So runner at first and still 2 outs here in the 7th inning. Seth Smith, the batter. He struck out 3 times tonight. That was all against Clay Buchholz. 3 of the 5 Ks Clay had in the game. So Smith glad to see Buchholz gone as he takes strike 1 from Tazawa. Tazawa, who had made his major league debut with the Red Sox in 2009. 7th Japanese-born player to appear with the Red Sox. He's called up on the 18th of April. Started last year in the DL, recovering from Tommy John surgery in 2010. One is sent foul, 1-2.
It's amazing. Tommy John won almost 300 games. He's better known for the surgery.
I'm amazed by how quickly people are coming back from that surgery right now.
The Rich Hill is back here already is beyond any comprehension. Mike Pelfrey of the Mets had Tommy John surgery today. Somebody will sign him as a free agent at the end of the year and let him work back.
It's down and in, and it is 2-2 to Seth Smith, 9th batter for the A's of the inning. Vicente Padilla warming in the pen right now for the Red Sox. Buchholz going 6 2/3. Tazawa trying to finish off this top of the 7th inning. And he hits him. So another runner on for the Athletics. Seth Smith hit by a pitch. And it's 1st and 2nd now with 2 down. Hamstring area.
Turning an 11-1 game into a fire drill was not exactly on the game plan.
Brings back memories of last Saturday before they left. Hopefully it does not turn out to be that way, but the A's making a lot of noise here in the 7th inning. This is strike 1 over the inside corner. Second time Anthony Recker has batted. Pinch hit to begin this inning for Kurt Suzuki. He'll come around to score after he singled to get the inning started. First matchup of the year for the Red Sox against an American League West team. Last year the Red Sox were 21-14 against the division. In the dirt, nice play by Shopik, lunging to his right, 2-1. No advance for Cespedes. Just breaking ball.
He held on to that breaking ball.
Popped up. Shopik races out. Here's Punto from third, and it's Punto drops the baseball. Shopik ran out there, and it looked like he was going to have the best chance, but Punto coming down from third. As a glance off the glove, it's an error charge to Punto, and the inning continues for the A's. They've got him loaded.
Well, Tazawa did point to Punto from the beginning. He just muffed it.
Bobby Valentine is headed to the mound. And he's going to take Tazawa out of this game. They are a home run away from making this a one-run game. With Derek Barton coming up, the pitching change from Fenway Park. Padilla's coming in. It's now 11-6 Red Sox. Nesson is brought to you by Eastern Bank. At Eastern Bank, we're made of free checking that's got nothing to hide, which means no fees or any other types of curveballs. Check out what else we're made of at easternbank.com. Well, things have gotten a little interesting here as the Red Sox had an 11-1 lead. The Oakland A's have scored 5 times so far in the 7th inning, and they've got the bases loaded. Tazawa leaves. Padilla comes in, his 8th appearance of the year, 1-0. With an 8.31 earned run average. Opponents hitting at 297 against Padilla. And he and Kelly Shopik wrapping up the conversation here. They'll be dealing with Derek Barton, who in this game has walked twice and struck out. That was all against Clay Buchholz. Buchholz leaving the game in this inning. It is Cespedes at third base, Smith at second base, and Recker at first base. 2 down in the inning as the A's continue to bat. Barton takes ball 1.
You wonder if this isn't the kind of situation that Aaron Cook would come up and work in, where you know he's going to throw strikes, he's going to pound the strike zone down. They're not going to hit the ball in the air very much off him, and if you have to bring in Rich Hill against left-handers, you do it. Although his numbers the last 3 years in the National League against left-handed hitters were not good. Well over 300, about 850 OPS. But Pawtucket, left-handed hitters only hit 180. You know, I admit, you know, that's obviously he's pitching in the eye, but at the same time, he's an experienced guy. He's a really tough guy, and there's a real need for a long reliever. You get a lead, and you don't want a guy who's going to beat himself. And the game did speed up on Tazawa here.
Barton, his career 1 for 6, 3 Ks against Padilla, but Padilla behind 2-0. That's a strike, and it's 2-1. Let me ask you this, Aaron Cook, why would he want to be a reliever in this situation? I imagine May 1st looming that there would be a lot of teams who would like to have him as a starter if he's got the option.
Except that he has the I mean, he did sign here. He said that, okay, I signed, and also his relationship with Bob McClure goes back all the way into the minor leagues. So,
swing and a miss. Padilla battling back 2-2. So you could see him coming here and accepting that kind of role.
I think he could. Yeah, I mean, I don't see them taking any of the starters out right now. So I think that's, and then eventually it might morph into something else. I mean, obviously with Cook and with Matsuzaka, they're going to be much deeper, but
Red Sox crowd trying to get this team out of this inning. 2-2. He's in there for strike 3. Padilla battles back and strikes out Barton to end the inning. However, the Oakland A's score 5 times, 11-6 Red Sox. Let's check in with your need to know with Nesson Daily, presented by Sun Life Financial. Here's Randy Sott. Pitch join us for Red Sox Game Day Live, presented by Uno's with TC, Peter, and Jenny at 6:30. He'll preview Felix Dubron's start as he takes the mound in Game 2 against the A's. Dubron picked up his first win of the season Thursday over the White Sox, allowing 3 runs on 5 hits through 6 innings of work. Live coverage begins at 6, and it's only on Nesson. After a 5-run top half of the 7th inning, the Red Sox come to bat and will deal with new pitcher, but an entirely new battery. Anthony Recker, who had pinch hit for Kurt Suzuki and batted twice as part of that inning, does the catching, and Jim Miller is the new pitcher. His 3rd appearance of the year, 1-0, 3.86 earned run average. It's sitting at 222 against Jim Miller. Last worked on Saturday as he deals with Kelly Shopik, and he leads it off.
Well, the A's high in runs in a game this season is 7, so I think we can presume that was their biggest inning.
Well, it could have been bigger if Padilla did not get out of that jam. He got behind 2-0, but he comes back to strike out Derek Barton. Shopik has struck out 3 times in the game and is now down on the count 1-2. Jim Miller was called up on Wednesday from AAA Sacramento. His debut that day against the White Sox, got his first major league win out of the pen. This season he had a 188 opponent batting average while with Sacramento AAA. 1-2 is outside, 2-2. Ryan Fuentes pitched the 6th inning and had a 1-2-3 inning. On the hook is Tommy Malone, who started the game tonight. 4 2/3, 8 runs, 7 earned. Two pitch coming to Kelly Shopping. It's outside, ball 4, leadoff walk for the Red Sox catcher. So Shopping on for the first time tonight. Brings up Darnell McDonald, who homered. Darnell with his 2nd home run of the season, hitting a 3-run shot.
And that's after the double. It bounced into the bullpen, which was a very good at bat. Ball away. And
the Red Sox tonight with 11 runs on 10 hits. 4 home runs in the game. Saw the home run by Darnell McDonald, 2 for David Ortiz and 1 for Mike Aviles. Darnell's was actually a 2-run shot. Aviles was a 3-run home run as McDonald swings and misses. 0-2. 6 RBIs in the last 2 starts now for Darnell McDonald. Fly ball out to right center field. Cespedes makes the catch for the first out of the bottom of the 7th inning. Well, for every Red Sox game that goes into extra innings where the Red Sox earn a save, CVS Pharmacy will make a donation to Boston Children's Hospital towards their $25,000 donation this season. 1 out, 1 on, and here is Marlon Byrd. Byrd with a single in the 2nd, flied out in the 3rd, and then doubled in the 5th inning. A couple of RBIs in the game. Action in the Red Sox pen as Scott Atchison warming up in the pen. Seeing Tazawa and Padilla in relief of Clay Buchholz. Breaking ball fooled him, and he swings and misses. 1-2. One ball from Jim Miller.
They threw that off-speed breaking ball. He locked him up so much it didn't have a great deal of movement, but it was the speed that just sort of messed him up, and he had no chance to be able to stay back.
In the air down the right field line. Reddick with a long run towards the seats. He has no play. He's had an interesting night in his first game back. And another uniform here with the Oakland A's. Reddick hitting a home run in the 7th inning. Part of the 5-run 7. Fell into the bullpen. Trying to make a catch on David Ortiz's home run.
Billy Beane told me that when they were doing that deal for Bailey, they had, okay, Reddick, but he kept holding out for Felix Doubront. He figured he was below value because he had been hurt last year. He thought, okay, they really liked Doubront, and they tried very hard to get him thrown into the deal, but Ben Cherington refused.
Surprised they did not go back after Lars Anderson again, the guy that was part of the deal before that got nixed.
With the the Rich Harden deal, which as it turned out, as Harden told me during the winter, his arm was killing him for 5 years.
6-4-3 on the double play that ends the 7th inning. It is 11-6. Red Sox have the lead over the A's at the end of 7 innings from Fenway. Sox are back for the 2012 season. Pair a game against the Yankees are a popular summer weekend day with an exciting game this season to create your own unique standing room only packs. See 2 great games for as little as $40. Get your tickets today at redsox.com/SRO packs. It's on to inning number 8 back at Fenway, 11-6. Red Sox on top of the A's. And the Red Sox will use their 4th pitcher of the night as Scott Atchison comes into the game to pitch the 8th inning. 9th appearance, 1-0, the 2.25 earned run average, 205 opponent batting average, 11 Ks, 2 walks, and you got to enjoy the work from Scott Atchison so far this season for the Red Sox.
Absolutely. Bobby Valentine clearly has a lot more confidence in Atchison than anyone's ever had before, and Terry Francona did give him his chance, but he throws strikes. You know what you're going to get from him.
Brandon Inge on a broken bat liner into right center field. It drops in for a base hit. It's cut off and thrown back in by Darnell McDonald, and it's a leadoff single. Brandon Inge has his first hit in an Oakland A's uniform.
I was just going to say, and his cutter has become a pretty good pitch for him, and he throws it, and Brandon Inge breaks his bat, dumps it into right field.
And there is action in the Red Sox pen behind him. Franklin Morales warming up in the pen. There is Cliff Pennington, number 9 man and shortstop for the A's, who takes strike 1. Pennington has singled, been hit by a pitch, and reached on a fielder's choice. On the ground and through into right field, a base hit. Heading for second and stopping there is Inge on the base hit to right field for Pennington, and Oakland A's keep coming back here. They get runners at first and second, nobody out.
Got that ball in on Pennington. He did a good job clearing his hands, getting the base hit to right field.
2 on, nobody out. Back up to the top of the order for Jamal Weeks. He struck out, grounded out, flied out, and walked. Walked and scored in the 7th. He's committed 2 errors in the game at second base.
There's a case of Weeks who's had a lot of trouble keeping his strike zone, doing a pretty good job laying off a cutter just off the inside corner.
Generally this season we've seen Atchison throw a lot of strikes. Falls behind here though, 2-0 2 weeks with Inge at second. Pennington at first base and nobody out in the Oakland 8th inning. There's a strike, 2-1. Atchison leads the Red Sox bullpen with 11 strikeouts. Ball 3, 3-1. Coco Crisp waiting on deck.
This is digging a hole where a ball down the line or almost anything can get the A's right in within shot.
Now this will load the bases as he walks Weeks. First walk given up by Atchison. It is the 6th walk allowed by Red Sox pitching. And Coco Crisp makes his way to the plate. Coco Crisp has had a 2-hit night and has driven in 2 runs. Atchison behind again. Strike this time over the outside corner, 1-1. Single for Inge, single for Pennington, a walk for Weeks, and the bases are filled with Oakland A's. Score 5 times in the 7th, and they're making noise here in the 8th. 2-1.
And coming up, you've got the 2 guys, Reddick and Cespedes, who could hit the ball out of the ballpark.
In the air, down the left field line towards the corner. Lars Anderson on the run, but that'll be a foul ball. So it is 2-2 to Coco Crisp. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Got him on the fastball. Foul tipped into the catcher's mitt. And Atchison needed that for the first out of the 8th.
Tailing 92-mile-an-hour fastball. By the way, by his approach, it looked like he was looking cutter in. And
Atchison will be coming out of the game as another pitching change for Bobby Valentine. 11-6 as Morales makes his way in. And tomorrow morning at 6, he'll discuss this series opener for the Sox and A's and get your take on Rajon Rondo's one-game suspension. Handed down earlier today. Don't miss Dennis and Callahan on Nessa 93.7 FM tomorrow morning, beginning at 6. Well, Reddick's return to Fenway Park has been an interesting one defensively, ending up in the bullpen. David Ortiz taking the ball and him out of the yard. Whereas Reddick actually got his glove on it and just keeps on going into the pen. Then he would hit a 3-run home run in the 7th inning, part of a 5-run 7th for the Oakland A's. And now he's got a chance coming up here with the bases loaded and 1 out in the 8th to do more damage to his old team. The Red Sox make the pitching change and bring in Franklin Morales into the game as he takes over for Scott Atchison. Morales into his 10th game, a 4.70 earned run average, no record. And opponents hitting at 290 against Morales. It appeared, if nothing else, Peter, that some of the roles started to become a little bit more defined on the road trip for the Red Sox as far as the bullpen goes.
Yes, and it's clearly that he's going to use Morales a lot in the 7th and 8th inning with left-handers coming up. Sevis is going to be the closer. But right now, took an 11-1 game, and now a little drama with Reddick and then Cespedes coming up.
1 out in the inning. There's strike 1 to Reddick.
96 miles an hour with that fastball.
Reddick 2 for 10 in his career with the bases loaded. First time he's batted with them loaded this year. Strike 2. The closer is up in the pen. Outside, ball 1-1-2. Nice play by Shopik out to his left. Morales, the 5th pitcher of the night for Boston. Buchholz had sailed through 6, ran into trouble in the 7th, chased from the game after 6 2/3, giving up 6 runs. Tazawa, Padilla, Atchison, now Morales. Two and 2.
It's amazing. You have an 11-1 lead and then have 5 pitchers get 4 outs.
Reddick pops one here. It is a 1-run game. And a 3-run home run in the 7th. Lynch at 3rd, Pennington at 2nd, and Weeks at 1st. Late swing, and he fouls it off. He stayed away, and away again.
I think it's pretty apparent that he's planning on using a Sevis for Cespedes.
Cespedes waiting on deck, 1 out. Here's a 2-2. Reddick takes ball 3, full count. 95, but off the mark and again away.
It's definitely out of the strike zone.
Time called. Shopik headed out. This is filled with A's, 1 out in the 8th inning. Reddick with a full count. He's already walked once in this game back in the 1st inning. Reddick hits it on the ground up the middle. Pedroia will touch second and fire to first for a double play.
Great play.
A lot of spin on that ball. Pedroia grabs it and turns it into 2. Red Sox lead it 11-6. (11-6). The Red Sox on top of the A's thanks to a nifty defensive play turned in by Dustin Pedroia. As we head to the last half of the 8th inning, Punto leads it off and takes ball 1. How about this play, Peter?
This is such a difficult play with a spin on it. Plus, he has to make the judgment. Do you go 4-6-3 or 4? No, he takes it himself. The instincts and the way he got rid of the throw. I think the manager was pretty happy right there.
He gets him out of the 8th unscathed.
Well, I mean, the Aviles play up the middle, Pedroia play up the middle. It's a very different game tonight for those 2 plays. I love this.
Pointing to Dustin Pedroia coming off. Appreciation. The 2-1 is going to miss 3-1. He was talking about Dustin over the weekend in Chicago, and he said he just did not appreciate how good he is until you see him play every day firsthand.
I think that's really true. I mean, but when we do have the pleasure of seeing him all the time, it's almost as if there's something every game that he does. You just go, wow, that guy is such a player, as opposed to a tools guy. Although his tools are pretty extraordinary, but understanding of what to do at the right time. There's no hesitation as far as, well, should I flip the ball to Aviles?
Swinging a foul tip into the catcher's mitt as Pinto strikes out. First out of the 8th inning. Aviles coming up as Jim Miller into his 2nd inning of relief here for the Oakland A's. Mike Aviles singled and homered in this game. Had a 3-run home run in the 5th. Alfredo Aceves getting ready for the 9th inning. Vilas out to right center. Hit pretty well. Cespedes on the run. Will get back there to make the catch shy of the track.
Good jump and pretty good closing speed. He's a phenomenal athlete, Vince. You look at him and you say, well, he's not going to be a center fielder, but that's what he's always played. And that first step and then the closing speed on it. Having not played the corner, I understand. He's spent his whole life seeing the ball come off the bat. And when you play the corner, you don't see it.
And 2 down in the 8th. Dustin Pedroia, the batter. He shot an error in the first, singled in the second, flied out in the 4th and the 5th. As he takes strike 1. Sliced foul down the right field line, 0-2. I'll remind you tonight, following our Red Sox coverage, to join Randy Scott for Ness and Daily, presented by Sun Life Financial. Preview tomorrow's Game 2 showdown between the Celtics and Hawks. Boston looks to even the series at 1 game apiece. Have an update from Atlanta on Rajon Rondo's status following his ejection from Game 1. Plus, highlights from around the American League East. All this and much more on Ness and Daily tonight after our Red Sox coverage, only on Nesson. 0-2 is in the air to center field. Cespedes going back onto the track, and it's off the wall on a hop. Cespedes plays the carom and into second base. With a double goes Dustin Pedroia, his 2nd hit of the night.
Now that ball looked like it took off on him more than he thought. I also wonder how much he's thinking about, okay, all these walls around me, where exactly am I going to run into one?
Back in quickly, but it's a double for Pedroia with 2 outs in the 8th.
I don't think he knew exactly where he was. When he got to the warning track, I think he thought that the wall was much closer to him than it was. It was going to go up high off the wall.
Well, it gives Adrian Gonzalez a chance as Adrian stands in with 2 outs. They're going to put Adrian on. Get their chances with Lars Anderson to be batting for the first time tonight. Took over in left field. Adrian, an 0-for-4 night to this point as he has intentionally walked down to first base. 2 on and 2 down now in the 8th, and Lars Anderson coming up. Outfield straight away, 2 on with 2 outs in the 8th. Red Sox trying to add on to an 11-6 lead as they bat here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Pitch in there for strike 1. Roy at second. Gonzalez at first base. 2 down here in the 8th. That's outside. 1-1. Broken bat grounder towards first, but foul. That was fair. Ball was foul.
Yeah, good slider, and he's not exactly expecting that ball to run that far in on his hands.
Jim Miller coming in the 7th inning and did a pretty nice job until the double by Pedroia. Intentional walk of Gonzalez, and now ahead of Lars Anderson, 1-2. Fourth Oakland pitcher of the night on the hook is Tommy Malone, the starter. And 4 2/3, giving up 8 runs, 7 earned for Bob Melvin. Here's a 1-2. Down and in, 2-2. Anderson carves it foul off to the left, out of play. That goes record to talk to Jim Miller here. Ninth inning has not been great for the A's offensively. They've scored only 3 runs all year in the 9th. Red Sox are hoping they can contain them in the 9th inning tonight, but right now looking for some more runs. With 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th. Anderson pops it up, shallow left. Out goes a third baseman, and Jan. He'll make the catch in fair ground. That will end the inning. We have played 8 from Fenway. It's 11-6 Red Sox. The road ahead, brought to you by Safeco Insurance. Tomorrow in Game 2 of the series, Red Sox will face the A's. Jared Parker, highly regarded prospect, came to Oakland this offseason. A deal that sent Trevor Cahill to Arizona. It'll be the second start with the A's. His first was Wednesday against the White Sox. 6 1/3 of 1-run ball. The live coverage begins tomorrow at 6 with Red Sox first pitch. It is 11-6. Red Sox on top of the A's. Defensive changes for Boston into the game. Ryan Sweeney in right field. And moving from right back to left is Darnell McDonald, where he started the night. And Lars Anderson comes out of the game as into the game for the Red Sox. The closer, Alfredo Aceves, in a non-save situation. His 10th appearance, 0-1. ERA of 12.00. And save opportunities, he is 5 out of 7. Opponents are hitting .308 against him. He's walked 5, struck out 6. And it is...
Well, he's had 2 horrendous performances, and that's why his numbers are what they are. But say one thing, that double play by Pedroia, I mean, you have Cespedes coming up with a chance to tie the game. It's a little bit different scenario.
Cespedes with a swing and a miss, and the count 1-1.
What they've tried to get Aceves to do is, all right, calm down and pitch more like Soria or more like the way he did. But he started getting up to 98 miles an hour. He tried to throw too hard, straightened out on him.
Much more control in the 93, 94 range than
absolutely.
he does.
And he makes better use of his breaking ball. But I know, just talking to the players and the coaches, he's just off the wall enough to have a definite closer's mentality. And I say that with all due respect, because when Kevin Cash was in here advancing for Toronto, he told me that we were sitting together watching the game downstairs. He said, you know, I roomed with Aceves for about a month in Wilkes-Barre. They were both with the Yankees. He said, I think Aceves is the toughest guy I've ever known.
One, two, strike 3. Nice pitch. Aceves, who had been mainly fastballs to that point, breaks out the curveball and gets Cespedes for the first out of the 9th. One down in the 9th inning. And Seth Smith, the batter. He struck out 3 times in the game and been hit by a pitch. All the strikeouts by the starter tonight, Clay Buchholz. This one fouled back and out of play. Well, don't forget, coming up immediately after the game, to stay with us for WB Mason's Red Sox Extra Innings Live. It's all the post-game coverage you'll need right here on NESN. The 0-1 pitch. He's outside, 1-1.
I don't think 2 years ago, as he was coming up with the Yankees, we ever would have thought that he could throw 95, 96, 97. I mean, he's hit 98 a few times.
There's 97.
I think with him is just keeping him under control. Overthrew that fastball to Cabrera in Detroit. Had some bad breaks, but got a little sped up in that game with the Yankees.
1-2 is in the air down the left field line. It sends McDonald over, but that will be a foul ball. Darnell went as far as he could. Boston Red Sox baseball on NESN is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, Sullivan Tire, Kia Motors, and by Vermont Tourism. One out in the 9th inning. Red Sox on top 11-6. Count of 1-2 to Seth Smith. Inside this time, 2-2. Aceves had 3 shutout innings on the road trip with 3 saves. In a non-save situation, but trying to finish it off here tonight. 6th pitcher used by Bobby Valentine. swing and a miss, and he strikes out Seth Smith. 2 down in the ninth.
We've seen him throw up to 97. That was a changeup that obviously completely befuddled him, and a curveball.
So 2 down in the ninth inning. Anthony Recker, who pinch hit in the 7th inning, on with a base hit, and then reached on an error. Takes ball 1. Clay Buchholz, the pitcher of record. Allowing 6 runs, but has a chance here to be 3-1. 1-0 is high and deep to left field, sending McDonald back at the wall. That ball is high off the wall. Carom would be played by Marlon Byrd. And into second base with a 2-out double goes Recker. He's had a nice night coming off the bench.
It was getting too simple.
Right down the middle. So runner at second, 2 down. And Derek Barton coming up. He struck out looking with the bases loaded in the 7th inning. Still a 5-run 7th inning for the Oakland A's. Popped up, foul ground. Shopik coming back, but he won't have a play. The 0-1 pitch is up high, 1-1. Tazawa, Padilla, Atchison, Morales. None of the pen charged with any runs. Foul tipped, 1-2. So the Red Sox, who had the 6-1 road trip, returned to Fenway Park and are an out away from winning their first game of the homestand.
Which, when you're playing 12 out of 15 games at home, is important.
It's a 1-2. Popped up. Punto from third base. Base of the hill. Makes the catch, and the Red Sox win. Not an easy catch, as he had to run up the hill to make the grab. He gets there, and Aceves has a relatively easy 9th inning as the Red Sox win it 11-6. As David Ortiz with a 2-home-run night. Red Sox 11 runs on 11 hits. Darnell McDonald also with a home run tonight as the Red Sox take game 1 of the series. For Peter Gammons and Jenny Dell, I'm Don Orsillo saying goodnight from Fenway Park. Join us again tomorrow night for game 2 of the series. Pitching matchup would be Felix Gibran for the Red Sox, Jared Parker for the A's. Live coverage from Yawkey Way starts at 6 o'clock. This has been a presentation of NESN, New England's most watched sports network. It is time now.